between 7 to 8 ounces. So the land and sea is my take on the surf and turf. So it comes with fresh roasted Atlantic salmon, nice sirloin beef, quinoa, some walnut oil.
Dude, for $12, that sounds like a good deal.
It is. Listen,
can I eat there?
Dog food?
Can I?
No, seriously.
If you remove the dog bowl, honestly, most of this looks like something I would just buy at like fucking some Chinese restaurant around me. I don't mean it like that either. I just realized that.
I think you just insulted everybody in that sentence.
Hit the flag button.
The name of the business is Dog and Whistle. So www.dogandwhistle.com. You can check us out online. Follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, social media posts or social media tags, Dog Whistle Vegas, and then also Le Pup Cafe, which is our pilot store in which we use to come up with different, cool different events. We can make fresh bowls made to order. It's going to be at Le Pup Cafe. For Instagram and Twitter as well as Facebook.
Even when you went to La Pop, it sounds, if I'm understanding correctly, you went to that Ferguson where you're not really forking out a whole bunch of money to start.
Correct.
So that's super, super smart.
Yeah, just starting lean, right?
Hello, family and friends. Welcome to another Talks with Lemonade. This is available to the billions around the world on YouTube in 4K and audio streaming services like Pandora, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. If you like this content, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And now onto the podcast.
Eric Adams came to us from Resorts World.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that on air? Were you gambling or what happened?
No, actually, met a couple of friends from the Upcycle Food Association. So kind of just met up and had some dinner and, kind of just went from there.
Upcycle Food.
Yeah, Upcycle Food.
Sounds like hippie stuff. Can you explain Upcycle Food?
Well, definitely. It's very simple. Think of it as an abundance of food that, you may be looking at to throw away. And instead of possibly throwing it away, you can either donate it to someone or give it to a company that can actually rescue it and convert it to something else more sustainable.
So at a casino, do casinos waste a lot of food? Is that the gig? Or you just happen to be there?
I just happen to be there.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where they were staying. So I just went down there and had a quick dinner, chatted up a little bit, talked about the board because I am on the board as well, and went from there.
Wait. Did you finish all the food on your plate, or did any of it?
I had to. So yes, all the fries, the chicken sandwich, like no food left unturned. So
okay,
yeah, definitely. We didn't have to worry about upcycling. So
nice.
Is there going to be any connection with your business in that and upcycling?
Yes. So actually, my company is part of the Upcycle Food Association because with Dog and Whistle and Le Pup Cafe, we rescue foods from different restaurant distributors, partners here in Las Vegas and convert it to a sustainable product for dogs.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm actually on the board as well. So pretty awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Tell me the name of the business and how people would find your business and what you do.
Yeah, definitely. So the name of the business is Dog and Whistle. So www.dogandwhistle.com. You can check us out online. Follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, social media posts or social media tags, Dog Whistle Vegas, and then also Le Pup Cafe, which is our pilot store in which we use to come up with different, cool different events. We can make fresh bowls made to order. It's going to be at Le Pup Cafe for Instagram and Twitter as well as Facebook.
Describe to me the shirt. So you got Dog and Whistle as the business name, and then below it's reducing the carbon paw print.
Reducing the carbon paw print. Yeah, correct. So
wait, before you go, I got to tell people the Instagram is fire. If you like dogs and stuff, it is lit. You gotta jump on the Instagram and see all this dog stuff.
Have you seen Le Pup Cafe recently?
No.
Okay, so
when I look at Instagram, it keeps showing me bikini girls, and I don't understand.
That's because your algorithms are all jacked up.
It thinks that's what I want.
Yeah, that's because your algorithms are all jacked up. So definitely, I would suggest maybe looking at corgis.
Or it knows my deepest desires.
Touche. Well, we did have a corgi meetup at Le Pup Cafe on Sunday, which we had about 16 corgis at the Ferguson downtown.
Nice.
And it was just corgis and moms and
precious footage.
Precious footage. So definitely you felt good about that out there. So it was cool. It's a cool thing to see.
What's the Le Pup? What's Le Pup?
Yeah, so Le Pup Cafe is just our pilot store. I utilize that store just to actually have that forefront face-to-face interaction with a lot of our customers. One of the biggest things with the pet treat industry, you can order online, but you really don't have that human interaction. I felt it was more to have a human interaction with our customers, build a rapport where they can actually feel comfortable to come down, have a fresh meal made to order for their dog. We can talk about the upcycling portion about it as well. And then they can see the treats and, just come up with cool, fun activities within the Ferguson downtown, because it was really important to put that pilot store downtown, in the heart of downtown.
Is it a restaurant for dogs, or is it for to-go food for dogs?
So it's made for dogs. So it is think of it as a pick up and go for dogs. So the guests do have the option to where if they want their dog to eat inside the store, it's small enough for one family with their dog where they can actually enjoy it. We'll close the door. They can, take as much time as they need. Or they have the option to where they can actually get the meal to go or in a dog bowl, and they can eat outside in the yard at the Ferguson. And while they're having a cup of coffee at Mothership Coffee, their dog can have a nice meal or treat.
No, but Eric's underselling it. So for our listening audience, that especially if you're not in Vegas, they have no idea. So the Le Pup Cafe is really cool. There's like a little dog house inside. It's a fun place to take your dog. So I didn't even have a dog, and I could see this is freaking fun. The people that I saw went down there were just joyous, and the dogs were happy and jumping around. So it's in a cool space called the Ferguson, which is converted from like an old motel, I believe.
Yep, that's correct.
And it's an awesome like artistic space where I think they've there's a giant big rig sculpture.
Correct.
Like literally 2 big rigs up, like maybe like 100 feet up in the air, kind of sculpture. So it's a really fun place to go, and there's all these little shops, and it's a neat place to visit. And then how awesome to find Le Pup Cafe. So I mean, I'm not trying to sell it myself. Just you gave such a plain description of it that it was not fair to.
Very modest about it, right?
Yeah, well, because I've been there and it's awesome. Like I think anybody with a dog would super enjoy.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. It's like I really enjoy seeing the smiles on the pet parents' face. Because, for instance, I had a guest who was, I went to go wash dishes at our kitchen, and they waited for me to get back. And the lady, she thought we were closed for the night. She was like, my dog he's not eating, and he has dementia and things of that nature. So you're kind of like our last hope. and that pressure,
we don't want our dog to die.
Yeah. That pressure was like, oh my God, like I got to figure this out. Like let's see what we can do. And
wait, what was the trick? How did you save the dementia dog?
Brother, I just made real good food. I stuck with the basics, kept with the recipes, didn't change anything up. She ordered a few meals, and she's been back consistently every single week. Her dog's even gained weight. And to see that smile on her face, to hear that story was like, all right, we're doing the right thing. Like,
That's awesome.
So not only are we rescuing foods and making sure it's going to a good place, but dogs are eating healthy throughout the valley.
Yeah. So I'm trying to clarify for our listeners, because there's a lot going on here. So Le Pup Cafe is an awesome space you can visit. Mm-hmm. The actual business is Dog and Whistle.
Correct.
Which is
the parent company.
Yeah. So you're upcycling food that would go in the trash, but
not waste per se. So let's think of it as an abundance, right? You have different restaurant partners and things of that nature that,
like, oh shit, we got too much salmon,
or oh shit, we have this salmon skin that we don't really need to do anything with it. Salmon belly, they can't do anything with it. That's where I can kind of come in and rescue it.
So like a high-end sushi joint is going to have a ton of skin and bellies.
Correct.
That dogs would love.
Absolutely.
Okay.
High-end omega-3s.
Fantastic.
The good oils for dogs to make sure they're nice. Their coats are nice and shiny. With our restaurant our distributors out here in Las Vegas, a lot of people don't know this, but when some chefs order erroneously and they have to ship it back to the distributor, technically they can't resell it. So what do a lot of those distributors do? They throw it away, right? So that's kind of like where we come in at and have that relationship with them and say, hey, listen, I know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I can actually come in and, make sure that we can rescue this and make sure it gets made for nice, nutritious meals.
Wait, so like a big restaurant distributor, right? So a restaurant buys their food not from our regular grocery store. They're buying it from a supplier.
Correct.
If they we didn't order this meat, it goes back.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to take it back because they want a refund. They don't want their customer to, be on the hook.
Correct. And they count it as a loss, and then they just toss it in the back.
Yeah, because the rule is it already shipped out. You can't resell it now.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fantastic. I mean, and in the end, we're not wasting as much.
Correct. And that's where reducing the carbon footprint or reducing the carbon paw print, right? We want to reduce it as much as we can. Obviously it's still
I don't want dogs destroying the ozone layer for me. We got cows already working on that.
Oh my God. The farting cows.
Is that a myth or is that real?
That's no comment. Flag that.
if we eliminated all the cow farms, would it help the ozone layer? Or do they have an impact? I don't know.
I think it's something like 12%. So yes, they do have a massive impact.
So all of my cheeseburgers are costing us.
Yeah, but there's so many other pieces to that puzzle because it's humans that want the meat.
Yeah.
You'd have to pretty much eliminate the humans or the desire from the humans. And
okay, Thanos.
Or you just put artificials in those cheeseburgers, which they're already doing it, right?
Artificial like fillers.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Look at those synthetics.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, honestly, if you could put inert stuff in there that I won't gain weight, I would eat that if it tasted the same.
You just eat a salad.
That doesn't taste like a cheeseburger. That's the problem. There's a place here called The Habit, and they have a pretty good double cheeseburger, and they have a really good Cobb salad. So I get those things there.
So you get the cheeseburger and the Cobb salad.
Yes.
Okay. Which one do you eat first?
The cheeseburger.
And then the Cobb salad to follow?
Well, because the cheeseburger won't taste as good 2 hours later, but the Cobb salad is still like 95% as good 2 hours later. There's less of a time deterioration.
Touche. Usually when I want to feel good about myself, I go to Chipotle and get just like a vegetarian burrito. And leave the day like, I get that.
I get chicken.
They
don't fart as much.
You get free guac if you get the vegetarian burrito.
Really?
Just saying. Yeah, they don't charge you for it.
And then can I add chicken?
Probably just hit them at the end. You know what? I forgot to add chicken to it.
I forgot. I'm not a vegetarian.
Yeah. They'll probably just have to re-wrap it up, and it's this big old burrito.
Okay, so you've been doing dog and Liem hates it when I derail you too much. So
you're fine.
What's the average price? What's the average ticket cost when a customer comes through?
So our price point for the meals, they start as low as $9. The highest one that we have is $12, and that's actually a land and sea, between 7 to 8 ounces. So the land and sea is my take on the surf and turf. So it comes with fresh roasted Atlantic salmon, nice sirloin beef, quinoa, some walnut oil.
Dude, for $12. That sounds like a good deal.
It is. Listen,
can I eat there?
It is. Yeah. No, seriously, like.
Can I go there and order and then just eat it, or will it be frowned upon?
I won't judge. I won't judge. I actually had a lady when I first did Le Pup Cafe at the Vegas Test Kitchen. She ordered a meal from the Le Pup Cafe menu, and she ate it and complained and said that it was cold. and they had to explain to her that it was dog food. Yeah. So,
then was she really pissed, or then she was like, "Oh, I get it now"?
Yeah, she gets it. Yeah, she got it. Yeah. Then she brought her dog the next time, so it was
Well, I've heard you say before this is human grade food.
Oh yes,
this is
human grade food. The treats are single ingredient treats, so we have our treat collection. So. All rescue foods as well. So we have sirloin beef, turkey, single ingredient turkey, single ingredient salmon, single ingredient chicken, sweet potatoes, apples, and bananas. No preservatives, no artificials. So I do vacuum seal each protein individually to preserve the freshness of it. So once you open that bag, you just place it directly into your fridge. But yeah, the selling point is when I actually get someone up there and they're kind of on the fence. So it's like, oh, let's take a bite of something. And they're like, wait, what? I'm like, let's do it. So they're like, okay, if I'm going to be crazy enough to eat a dog treat, then it might be worth it.
But why is there an American reaction to dog food? Is it that normal, like the kibbles and bits we're used to, those old school dog foods? Are those made out of horse meat or something? Or what is the American reaction to dog food? Are we assuming dog food is less than human food in the old school sense? Or
yes. I would say the perception with dog food, I would say that the perception is changing though, right? Because back in the day, let's say, so kibble was originally created during the Vietnam War, where there was a lot of fillers, a lot of those low-grade meats, low-grade fruits, veggies, things of that nature that was all just thrown together to try to compensate for maybe the people that couldn't really afford it. So that's where you see like those canned Alpo foods, the kibble, the cheap kibble, things of that nature. So it's, it works for people that's on a budget, but in reality, it doesn't really work, right?
It's not a great nutritious food for your dog.
Absolutely not. I mean, I encourage everyone to take a look at the back of the package and go down that rabbit hole. If there's something that you can't pronounce, look it up as easy on Google.
Ethylpolamine.
Let's look at glycerin, right? So glycerin, believe it or not, is actually one of the active ingredients in makeup.
What is glycerin? Is it a fatty thing?
It's bad for you.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Mm-hmm. I use it. So I don't use deodorant. I have I use alcohol.
I eat makeup.
I use it's like I make my own hand sanitizer, which is 99% alcohol, but I use glycerin in there because it's supposed to thicken it, so it's easier. So like, say if you didn't have it, it would just be like putting water on and it quickly dribbles away on your armpit. So
wait, I don't think you're explaining it well. You're using hand sanitizer as a deodorant?
Yeah,
in your armpits.
Because your smell comes from bacteria in your armpit. So then with alcohol, it kills the bacteria.
Okay.
Hand sanitizer kills 99.9% of bacteria and germs. So
yeah, and your glycerin, it will thicken it up a bit.
Use it as a thickening agent.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, do you guys know why glycerin is bad? Should I not put that in my concoction?
You should just not ingest it.
Oh, okay, it's okay. Okay.
So
I was just kidding because I vape it. The vape juice is made out of that. So.
I mean, ingest it, vape it. Who am I to judge, right? But no, they actually use glycerin as a preservative. That's where you see a lot of these treats that have that long extended shelf life, right? So they can sit on shelves as long as a year, 2 years. I mean, but they have all those active ingredients.
Like Spam?
Spam can last 10 years.
Spam can last probably up there with Twinkies, right?
Yeah.
Like
they used to not have an expiration date on them. I remember in my college late 20s, so as long as like 15 years ago maybe, they didn't have an expiration date. So you'd look all over the can and there's no, but I think they started putting them on there just because it was freaking people out.
Well, you also now legally you have to put expiration dates on everything. Even like multivitamins have an expiration date, but it's not like that. I mean, that shit will decay, but like, millions of years, the vitamins aren't going bad all of a sudden,
It's funny. I've gone the other realm of, with all these laws putting dates on everything, I don't know which one not to trust.
Yep.
So I started, I had teeth whitening strips that were like 2 years old. And then I was using them. I'm like, it's not working. They're not helping. So I guess those things actually, the expiration date actually does mean something on those. But I think like you're saying for Spam, like if you get a can and it says expired, but then you see the date's only been 1 year old or 2 years old, it's probably still okay to eat.
But then it also makes you question what changed, right? Because if they didn't put an expiration date back in 15, 16 years ago, whenever you went to college.
Right.
Sorry.
Dude, I finished college in 2001.
Oh, Lord.
Lord. All right. So what changed, right? It's kind of like it went from not having expiration. Now, granted, rules and regulations and things of that nature may have kind of put some awareness to it, but maybe something inside changed with the Spam.
Dude, we're getting some wisdom from the food industry here.
I'm just saying. I look at those trends.
Okay. You guys just made me want vitamins in my Spam now, though. If they could put vitamins in my Spam.
I'm actually gonna go home and make some deodorant.
It's weird at first, but I highly suggest it. I've been doing it for like almost 10, 15, is it 15 years now?
Since I graduated college.
As you were graduating, he's just doing this
That's
in the
it.
lab.
That was a senior thesis.
In the lab.
Yeah.
Was coming up with his own deodorant.
Wait,
I highly suggest it.
is the idea that it doesn't stain or yellow your t-shirts?
Correct. That was the original. I remember when we lived back in San Diego, with both of us had white undershirts that we'd wear under our business clothes, and then both of our closets would have yellow or white shirts with yellow armpits, because the deodorant, I believe it's the
Aluminum?
it might be aluminum based, where it's supposed to cause you to sweat less, so it actually closes your pores, sort of. So I forget the word for it. There's a word, but that chemical in there is also then causing the yellowness on.
Dude, my solution was I only buy dark t-shirts now.
Yeah.
I just did baby powder. Took it back old school.
Oh, does that
Put
work?
some baby powder. Yeah.
Interesting.
Clean as a baby's bottom.
I wonder if
Or
I
is it
do
not the expression?
yes. If I do hand sanitizer and then do baby powder afterwards, I wonder if I should try that out just to see.
It would keep it dry, which would prevent the proliferation of new bacteria for a little while, I imagine.
And you also smell like a baby.
And then if you could put it into a bar that you could roll on, how about that? Wouldn't that be
Wait,
something?
is that real or? Well, I feel like I've seen that. Like, doesn't they have like Goldman's or whatever, or something like some roll-on shit where it's one of the talcum powder manufacturers?
That's what I'm saying. Like, at what point are you just manufacturing your own deodorant?
But if it doesn't turn yellow, then
Okay.
Yeah, no, mission
the main thing
right?
is, yeah.
I feel like we're on like Shark Tank right now. It's like, if you can create that without the yellow stains, you got something, buddy. Upcycling shirts without the yellow armpit stains.
I'll say one more thing about the hand sanitizer. So with the deodorant stuff that I used to use, I felt like it would kind of last 4 to 5 hours ish. With the hand sanitizer, I could go 12 hours in a day without having to re-up it. So that, to me, that was a game changer. I could go all day and not even have to worry about it. Like, I could go to work, I could even go hang out with friends afterwards and not have to worry about stinking up my friends.
There's a sex joke in here. I just don't know how to make it.
Yeah, so the Upcycle Food Association.
All right, so we got La Pup Cafe.
La Pup Cafe, yep, Dog and Whistle.
Dog and Whistle makes awesome human grade food. I bought a lot of it. It's good stuff. If you
Actually, you ate some too, right?
yeah. Well, but I liked it enough that I shared it with friends who had dogs.
Okay.
So I thought it's awesome enough packaging to give as a gift. So not to try to shill it, but the La Pup Cafe, Dog and Whistle, and then Upcycle Food is, I think I understand what that means, but I'm assuming you got involved with them because of Dog and Whistle, and you decided just to take over and join the board.
Yeah. Actually, I was voted onto the board, which that was a very that was an honor, right? To be voted by the members of the Upcycle Food Association and the board members. So the
you're
Upcycle
popular too.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. Finally hit my stride, right? Got my swagger back.
My man.
So the Upcycle Food Association is a nonprofit, for-profit organization, U.S. based. Believe it or not, a lot of name brand members. Another member that's in the
nationwide.
Nationwide, yep.
Okay.
And also some from overseas too. Got a couple of them that's just joined us recently.
Nice.
We have a lot of upcycle brands. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Shameless Pets. They're on the pet treat side as well. They focus on upcycled treats. We have Regrained, which does. They've partnered with a lot of different companies in terms of using upcycle barley. So with those draft house, those brew houses, the barley that after it goes through the process, they kind of upcycle and make some cool pasta with that. We have
barley pasta.
Yeah,
I assumed beer when you said barley, but
yeah, pasta
okay.
made out of barley. There's some other amazing brands, right? They just think outside the box, and a lot of it's a huge initiative. A lot of people are really taking notice and being made aware of our initiative and what we're looking to do.
Wait, so what's the mission? To reduce waste?
To reduce food waste.
Okay.
Yes. The overall goal is to reduce food waste at any capacity as much as we can. We have certain goals that, we want to hit different percentages in terms of.
Yeah, we got people starving in America. Sorry, I'm fucking with you.
Listen, I am all about you upcycling or utilizing that food that is being thrown away to feed the people in need.
Yes.
I think that that's important too, but it's, I don't want to deep dive into that part.
We got to eat healthier.
Yeah.
That's the big problem. Yeah.
But there shouldn't be anyone, especially in the city of Las Vegas, that's going without a meal, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's so much food that's just floating around, from the worst buffet to the best buffet.
Yeah.
And I've worked in a lot of buffets. So, prior to Dog and Whistle and La Pup Cafe, I was actually a general manager for a lot of different restaurants here on the Las Vegas Strip since 2008, and worked for fine dining aspects. Worked in different concepts, buffet.
You were on the Strip learning all their secrets.
Taking it all in, putting everything in my back pocket, right?
Yes.
Looking at those sustainability programs from one company in particular that they had a good initiative. I do feel that some of the food that was being tossed and kind of sent off to the pig farms was just because, hey, we're closing for 2 days or we're closing for 3 days and it's not going to last. Let's just toss it. It's like,
Yeah.
what are we doing, guys? Right. So
Wait, so does that really happen? So there's these giant casino resorts in Las Vegas.
you're going to get me blacklisted.
No, I'm just kidding. No,
I will never get another general manager position ever again.
No, are we not allowed to say that food goes to a pig farm?
No, it is.
Because that's always been kind of like the local. There used to be a place off of Craig Ranch that had all the pigs, and any leftover food would go up that way. And
Yeah, but think about it. You have, how many casinos are on the Strip?
I don't know, 20,
Yeah.
30 big ones. Yeah,
lot.
mega resorts.
You think all that food is going to the pig farms?
Well, you don't want to waste. Yeah, at some point you're wasting money, right? So you can't.
Well, I mean, in turn, and also you're also wasting food and just creating emissions because that food is just sitting there. And I guarantee you the pigs aren't going through all that food.
Gotcha. Oh, you're saying there's still a lot of waste.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, pigs are not a perfect recycling
No,
solution,
no. So
and people don't like the pig farm. I think they've sold it off. The one I'm thinking of, I think they sold it off and are building houses now.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But there's one more that's closer to Mount Charleston area, or if I'm not mistaken, it might be.
I
one
believe
more.
it.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I was in a different part of the part of the industry.
You said when you is it freeze dry or you vacuum pack the food?
It's dehydrated and then I vacuum seal it.
Is that so? If they choose to order to go, then that's how you prep it. But then they may request. Do they request to eat it right, or for their pet to eat it right away? And then is that a different process?
So the treats they're prepared in the offsite commercial kitchen. So we dehydrate them there and then we vacuum seal them in our commercial kitchen. Then it's placed in the bag and we have it on display on a shelf. But the meals itself, actually can do fresh made to order. We get this a lot where there's a lot of time. We get this a lot where people will like it made to order, but want to take it home. So we'll just vacuum seal it, put it in one of our biodegradable bags, and you're able to take it home. We'll put a bag of ice on it. And when you get home, you can just cut the bag open and put it right into the dish.
Is there, when you say the treat, so you just do treats that are long term, held for long term, but then is there say if they wanted an alternative to kibbles and bits for long term, meaning, so I'm imagining the meal, they buy like a one-time meal, and then even if they said to go, maybe it'll hold fine for a few days in the fridge?
Usually about 2 days.
For 2
days. 2 to 3 days, yeah.
If they wanted to buy a big chunk, like say they want something to have enough for 2 weeks.
Yes. So on the website, so on the Dog and Whistle website, www.dogandwhistle.com, you're able to actually order a subscription for your dog.
Cool.
It is 2 weeks. Exactly. So 14 days.
Okay.
It's based off the size of your dog, and the price point starts at 85 for a small dog, so about 10 pounds. But the pricing increases more your dog weighs. So what I tell guests a lot when they do purchase that is, if your dog hasn't been introduced to wet food, maybe utilize it as a topper and just top it off with their current meal and kind of introduce them to the wet food.
Oh, tricked them.
Exactly. And just a note, it is vet curated. Everything is, I have all the documentation, all the paperwork to back it. So it's not something that I'm just creating in the lab and saying, oh, dogs are just like this. No. So I follow a specific guidelines, specific recipes, nutrients.
No, that's something that definitely impresses me about Eric, is that I've actually seen the commercial kitchen. I've been down to the pub. Like, he runs a professional operation, and it's all legit, all above board. You know, it's exactly the way you would want something professionally done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sounds like I'm kissing Eric's ass a lot, but
No.
but I really do admire him, because he's like the pillar of the community dude that everybody should like and want. We need more Erics around.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's where all this glowing is coming from.
Hey, listen, I'm just trying to make a difference and create a family business to have generational wealth for my kids when they get older, but also just make a big difference in the world.
Oh wait,
man.
you trying to get rich too?
When you said you had a veterinarian like
Consultant.
a consultant that looks at probably I'm guessing the vitamins and the nutrients of the food.
So they formulate the recipe, and it gives me the specific breakdown on what the percentage, like this much of brown rice, this much of quinoa, this much of whatever the case may be. So I have it already formulated, and I just follow those guidelines.
Yeah, you don't want your dog to have too much quinoa.
Yeah, and it needs to be more protein than anything.
Ah, see.
So.
Hey, look, do you want that camera centered on Eric, or
No,
is that good?
There's
That's
there's a thing that I do where I'll cut the images over here. So it's fine.
You're gonna edit me.
I need more room on his right than.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Are we recording?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is this real?
Like, is this real right now? Like, I didn't get no countdown or nothing. I thought it was just talk me right into it. This is
a warm up.
Jesus.
So then the 2-week thing. So then would they subscribe, like a subscription, and then every 2 weeks they get a shipment, or how's that work out?
Yeah. So actually, I like to put myself in the place of the customer. So you order your subscription, but I don't auto ship it. The reason why I choose not to is because, let's say, for instance, you are not moving through as much as you could, and you don't have enough freezer space or fridge space. Then what are we doing? We're creating food waste, right? So
You're just moving the waste to a different place.
like, all right, getting a couple deep coolers and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But it's I leave it to the discretion of the customer, right? So when you feel that it's time to order, then you place another order. Give us about 6 days to get that order taken care of, and we'll have it either delivered to you or shipped to you.
So in that case, will they get like a week's worth in one shipment or something? Or
No, you're getting 2 weeks.
Oh, that's 2. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Every order that you place, you will receive 2 weeks. I have people that place it, after they go through that first week, then they'll place another order just so they can continue to have that good rotation going. I have had someone that maybe forgets to place their order, and I get that text message or email saying, "Hey, my dog doesn't have food." Like, all right, give me a few days or give me a day. Let me figure something out. So we have to do some scrambling, but it's kind of like we want to make sure we take care of our customers.
If you're in the customer shoes, I want to be able to decide at the last minute.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to be a knucklehead and not have a 6-day lead time.
Yeah, but understand it's still a process with rescuing food. I don't want to be that. You don't want to see me at Smith's or Albertsons with a dog and whistle shirt grabbing some chicken breasts.
Gotcha.
Well, it's a process to it, so I want to make sure that we do it right. So if if it allows for us to go around and rescue from different distributors or different purveyors, different farms, things of that nature, then I'm gonna go do it.
So your pricing is not a crazy upcharge from what a normal, like, it could cost you some money to feed your dog, regardless, right?
Yeah.
So if I want dog and whistle food, this is going to be clearly better food, but not at a much, am I doubling my expenditure, or is it a crazy?
It all depends on what were you buying previously. If you were buying kibbles and bits, then you're going to be paying a pretty penny compared to going to dog and
the
whistle.
40-pound bag of sand.
Correct. Now, granted, it gets the dog. It gets the dog done. It gets the job done. It spans the little doggy's stomach, and then we're wondering why your dog has allergy issues and things of that nature. But just like with us, like if we want real good nutritious food, we have to pay the premium.
Yeah.
So
I can't afford salmon.
Do you guys use all the food that you guys use all the food? Do you guys have any waste, or are you able to sell everything that you make? Or
no, so actually have a good model. So we rescue the foods internally as well. So if there is a, I don't know, let's say 3-day shelf life on certain proteins that that's not moving as much, throw that bad boy right in the dehydrator, preserve it, and we're rescuing within our own infrastructure.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's just one big complete circle where I try not to throw anything away.
What's your opinion on, like, say, kibbles and bits, and then in any of the dried foods? Just like, is it just terrible for dogs to eat that all the time, or?
I compare it to maybe eating like fast food every day. I feel that they're adding so many different ingredients that we can't pronounce the ingredients, or we don't know exactly what's in it. There's certain kibbles that have chicken flavor. Like, okay, what is chicken flavor, or chicken meal, or
tastes like chicken?
Exactly, right. Beef flavor, things of that nature, but it's not the actual protein, right? It's just flavoring.
Well, plus brown number 12.
Red 40,
Red 40 is the one.
yellow 5. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of it, no matter how big of a component and if a vet recommends it. I go with a holistic vet for my dog personally. My vet consultant, she is more conventional medicine as well. So she practices. She believes in holistic, but she also believes in some formulated meals for dogs. Not the kibble side, but more of like the wet food, fresh pet, things of that nature. But I'm not really a big fan of that kibble. I just feel like it's just
I could tell you this though, because all your foods are like single ingredient.
Yeah,
like
the treats.
This is just salmon, right? So I bet if you took that into your vet and go, hey, is this good for my dog, or is this bag of dog food better? They're gonna say, hey, go for the.
You get fresh quality
stuff.
salmon, right? Exactly. And it's so funny because at Le Pup Cafe, I created the charcuterie board just to have fun with it. So it's a charcuterie board for dogs, and I'm not a big fan of making cakes, and it's no knock to anyone that makes cakes for dogs. Like, do your thing. But I wanted to create
people make cakes for dogs?
Yeah, is that a thing?
Brother, that is a thing.
Like,
you get
birthday cake?
A birthday cake.
Okay.
Oh my Lord.
Yes, a birthday cake. And it's go right ahead, right? Like, but that's, I don't know. I just like icing and that
sugar
component. Yeah, like no.
Okay.
So with the charcuterie board, I use that more as a celebratory, event and things of that nature. So it's an actual full charcuterie board for dogs.
And it's swanky.
It is baller. So you're able to get the dehydrated component of all your proteins as well as the fresh meat component too. Got some cottage cheese on there, some blueberries, some strawberries, some honey that we get locally. From one of our farmers markets, and then some of our cookies that we do. So we have a selection of cookies that we do for treats as well. And, I kind of just promote it. Like if you want to celebrate a birthday or if you want to have a party or a get together at Le Pup Cafe, we'll do it banquet style.
Do you ever place this down in front of a dog and is confused because it doesn't look like dog food?
No.
Because you just described a bunch of stuff that I would never imagine a dog would know how to eat, right?
We have to think. They smell it first. If it smells good, of course they're gonna just destroy it. If it smells good, they're gonna eat it. Take a nibble.
Aren't people training dogs all the time? You don't eat human food. You can only eat this thing out of the dish. Isn't there a whole training element to dictating what dogs can eat?
I think the times are changing.
Okay.
You know, that's my personal opinion. Excuse me. I think times are changing. I think people are looking at what's going on and with their kids. Like these are their kids. To some, these are their kids. So they want to make sure that their kids are eating healthy and having real food and not having crap.
Correct me if I'm wrong on this. I've heard that if you allow a dog to eat your part of your meal, and if you allow them to eat first, especially, there's a psychological thing with the dogs that they feel that they're the alpha now, so that causes them stress. Have you heard that? Is that not true? Have I
You have to dominate your dog.
No. There's
I don't know. I'm not a pet person.
It's more because the dog thinks if they think that they're alpha, they're taking care of you, so their stress levels, their whatever's in their body.
Oh yeah, I don't want responsibilities.
Yeah,
but the dog will go through stress thinking it's protecting you when you're going out for a walk. So if you know the cues or the dog language is, from my understanding. So correct me anything that I'm wrong on this stuff.
I'm listening.
You're not supposed to allow the dog to sleep in your bed. He's
listening one. In disbelief.
I'm afraid. I don't know.
I'm over here. He already named one thing that I'm already notorious for doing. So.
and then you're supposed to eat first, and then they eat later. And if even if possible, they could have a different type of meal. But that's what I've heard. Those are two factors of an alpha animal type of thing.
I'm not in that dog train. I'm not in that world. Me personally, as a pet parent, Rocket, who is my dog, if he wants to chill on the couch and watch a movie with us, then, I have no problem with it. I brings me ease. It eases me, reduces my anxiety when he's just hanging out with us. But then he also knows when it's time to go to bed, right? He doesn't cause like a stir or things of that nature, right? So it's like, all right, Rocket, let's go. Time to go to bed. He'll get up and go right into his bed. When it's time for dinner, so dogs, really, they're only supposed to eat twice a day, at least like 12 hours in between. And when it's time for dinner for us, we'll get his food ready. We'll have our food at the table. And then once we sit down, we'll put his food down, right? And then he'll eat and lay on his bed. So it's I don't know that whole aspect of it. But, if we're doing something wrong, maybe. But
what kind of dog is Rocket?
Rocket is a Yorkie mixed with a Shih Tzu. So 10-pound, full of excitement.
Yorkie Shih Tzu.
Yep. So imagine me walking around with a little small dog, right?
That was cute.
That was very cute.
People like that.
Yeah, people love that. I think it's adorable.
No, the stuff I say, I think I've read somewhere, like, I want to say 15 years ago. So I don't know. Yeah. Maybe things have changed 15 years later, where maybe.
Was this a book about husky wolf dogs?
If I remember, it was.
If you adopt a coyote, you have to.
I think it was actually the books for dummies, like math for dummies. But they had a dog for dummies.
And wow!
I was so enthralled. I went to some. I think it was Barnes and Nobles, and I opened the book and I read it from front to back in one sitting at Barnes and Nobles.
That's why they went out of business, by the way.
Was it next to Windows XP for Dummies? And it was just, there's a dog book.
I was over in that section before that. I'm a big nerd, so I was definitely over there.
Listen, I mean, my wife was telling one of her coworkers, she was like, yeah, my husband, he's all about Spider-Man. And all her coworkers were like, you like comic book movies like that? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a nerd, whatever.
Yeah?
Yeah, I care less.
Did you watch the last one, No Way Home?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And yes, I was there cheering. Like,
did you watch it twice?
No, I wanted to go see it again. But I do agree with that Saturday Night Live bit that the reason why Omicron increased because everybody went to go see Spider-Man.
The box office doesn't lie.
Yep. No. Hey, listen, Thanos is right, man.
I'm gonna knock everybody out.
That's right.
Liam.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to tell you that my sister actually subscribes to that theory about like the dogs eating last, and all of her dogs have been like the most obedient dogs like ever. Like they just like she's always gotten them when they were little, and she always makes sure she feeds them when everyone else is done, and they're just totally chill. They don't beg for food, and she's also, my sister's kind of more alpha personality in general, especially with her dogs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she wants to make sure, because like she always has big scary dogs that are generally considered more
like
unstable
Dobermans.
breeds, Dobermans, pit bulls, etc. But you know, like she's able to control them pretty well, even given her size compared to them. Because, you know, I mean, she has a Rottweiler right now that's 130 pounds. It's not even a year old. You know?
Oh damn.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it lives around like a tiny hospice kitten and like all sorts of little kids, and you know, she makes sure that but it seems to work great, you know, but she does weird shit too. Like, she doesn't even give them dog treats. She trains them when they're babies to think that ice cubes are dog treats. She got sick of buying dog treats. So then she just gives them dog treats. Like,
It's stimulating for dogs because they have something to chew and it's like
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It costs you nothing.
When you said that sounded evil for a moment, but okay.
Yeah.
No, it's like
No,
ice
dude,
cream.
they get excited. You bust out the ice and start shaking it up. They're like, you know, they just get all sorts of fucking worked up.
especially
They
in the
just sit there and chew
summertime.
it.
Oh, summertime. That's a
Oh.
good summertime treat.
Okay.
Oh, she makes them like broth popsicles
Yep.
too for summertime.
Yep.
Popsicles.
I call them popsicles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a summertime special that we do.
Yep.
So like a soup frozen into a.
Yeah.
Okay.
So usually
Actually-
when we boil the protein, we'll have that
Yep.
broth.
Ah.
So, I mean, it's no
Yeah,
salt.
she
nothing
makes
like
it from
that.
leftover shit that she makes for her family. Yeah. She'll make them food and then she takes the leftover shit, like the bones and whatnot, and boils them. And
Well,
makes
no.
these fucking
It's
crazy
not
popsicles.
leftover shit. She's upcycling.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Upcycling. That's right. This show is all about upcycling.
Yeah, well, I guess she's been doing that then. Yeah.
Terminology matters.
The obedience thing. Let's kind of like go on a tangent of the psychology of that. So I understand having a dog, and then if you are the owner, you want to take care of the dog. So just simply, if they're obedient, then say something happens. Say your dog is about to run across the street and you see a car. If you say, hey, or whatever the command is for it to stop or whatever, if it doesn't stop, then does that make, not that you're a bad owner, but you didn't prep yourself for a situation like that, whether the dog should have been on the leash or you should have the dog.
Vocal command control.
Yeah. Now, from a psychological thing, do you see anything that's maybe people do too much of? I think I was thinking when Joe mentioned the obedience thing, I don't know if there's a point. How would I say it? When is it too far? I guess that's my train of thought.
Oh, is Joe's sister evil?
Especially with the ice thing. I'm
Making
I'm kidding.
less sauce. No, one thing I do notice a lot is kind of a carefree situation where, you know, someone may walk without the dog on a leash, right? You know, within an owner's eyes, you know, maybe walking side by side, whatever the case may be, but it could be anything that could trigger that dog, right?
Yep.
So I think that's something that really sticks out to me.
As in somebody shouldn't.
Yeah, I think that, you know, people should take a little bit more precaution to have that dog somewhat on a leash and what I mean by leash is a full harness, a body harness. I'm a big component of the body harness. I don't think, I feel like the neck, you know,
Right.
I'm not really a big fan of that.
Unpleasant.
Yeah, you know, it's just like,
It's just mean.
Yeah,
Now
just
that we have a
mean.
better way to do it.
yeah, he's just yanking and it's just
Well, you have way more control of the vest anyway. Especially if you have a big dog, you can get the vest with the handles.
exactly.
And then you can grab that fucking handle and the dog is completely under your control.
Yep.
Now it's a suitcase.
And then with mine, like with Rocket, you know, he's a 10-pound dog, and Yorkies are notoriously for having like a collapsed larynx, like their throat. So I try not, like, I tell my wife all the time, like, don't put nothing around his neck. Like, we'll put a collar, like if he's walking around, but we'll still have the body harness on him because, you know, you yank it, you know, and no telling what's going to happen. And I just see
Collapse his throat.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
not really a big fan of that. And then also, if you know your dog hasn't been around a lot of people in terms of like social, like a lot of social things, that dog gets really, anxiety happens, right? And, you know, the dog can be scared shitless. I can cuss on here, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
you can.
Scared shitless. Or
Will the dog literally shit?
possibly a piss. Or it could be something to where it could also trigger them too in some area, right? And it could be an unfortunate situation where maybe another dog it involves another dog or it involves a human, and it might have to be an unfortunate situation. So I think that definitely the element, just be careful of the element that you're bringing your child into. because if it's a really high noise level element, they're probably gonna be scared, probably gonna be shaking.
Oh, so Eric's coming from like a super caring, loving place, and Liem's coming from you must control the animal.
No. I think it's the psychology. We humans, I mean, we have words, we talk to each other, we have emotions, and the dogs do too, but they don't have words. So yet it's completely different species, different branches of the evolutionary.
Yeah, they only have one word.
Yeah.
Treats.
So
bark.
So I guess I'm okay with the obedience, but then I mean it depends on the situation too. I think it almost seems on every dog is different too.
Absolutely.
I don't even know. I don't spend enough time with dogs, so I don't know which dogs are more prone to be obedient and which ones are more prone to stay wild-ish. I don't know.
Now there is in some dogs it does take a little bit longer for them to learn and understand obedience than others. There's, a couple of dog trainers who do amazing jobs here in Las Vegas. One specifically downtown, she does an amazing job, and I've seen this woman.
Shout her out. We want to know who it is.
Kathy Brooks from the Hydrant Club. She does an amazing job with training. She knows everything about dogs.
Wait, so if my dog is wild, I can take my dog down there and she can help this dog behave.
Oh, she's gonna fix your dog up right.
Ah,
Yes. So Kathy does an amazing job. So,
nice.
She literally had one dog where not on the leash, right? But it was in like a controlled area, and she went and kind of hid behind a corner, and the dog just sat right there, didn't move at all.
Yes.
She walked around and came back, and she's like, "All right, come," and the dog went right to her.
She played hide and don't seek.
Exactly, and it was pretty impressive. And I was like, yes, but she's well known throughout the downtown Las Vegas area, outskirts of Vegas as well. She does a really good job.
Okay. I got to talk to you more about that because I was thinking about getting a dog for my mom. She's older.
Yeah, I remember that conversation.
Yeah.
Pit bull, right?
Yes, my fear is that my mom is not a good dog trainer. She's the kind of person that'll give this dog cake all day.
Oh.
So
A birthday cake,
Cake with icing.
right?
So I don't know.
Tapioca extract.
I'm tiptoeing down that road towards that possibility, and I think a dog trainer might be a good component to that.
And may I ask, like, why now?
She's old, and my dad died last year, and she's sitting around a condo all day, and they've always kind of expressed a slight interest in dogs, and is she at an age and a stage in her life where that kind of companionship and that kind of love would be great?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, but then my practical concerns start to jump up, and then I go, well, what about this? What about this? What if the dog's not well trained? What if?
Does she want a dog?
My mom's a weird person. It would be hard to explain. She's a little kooky. She would love for the government to provide her a service dog. As it currently stands, she wants my brother Steve to want the dog. She can't want it herself. She has to have Steve want the dog.
Okay.
So yeah. So there's no logic to it, but
Right.
so yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
On
FYI.
the obedient thing, what was it? So I'll connect this thought. It's going to be kind of a long road, maybe. Dogs are the only species of animals that knows to look at humans' faces from our right to our left, because our muscles on our right are stronger. So they actually, as soon as they look at you, they scan.
What?
Yep. They're the only animals that do that. So then it's easy as most dog owners, and I think even a lot of people that aren't dog owners, dogs can sense emotions on humans.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So the obedience thing, I guess when I'm connecting that, I'm thinking the evolution of when dogs back, I think it was 50,000 years ago. I might be wrong, 50 or 75,000 years ago, when dogs were getting domesticated. The scientists think that it was because when dogs and humans work together, they are able to either catch more food and or at night push away potential prey from whatever they caught during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the union of humans and dogs that made them live better. So then I think about the obedience thing. Maybe the biological evolution happened over the 50 or 70,000 years that maybe dogs do need some type of obedience. I don't know. I'm just throwing out these thoughts. I'm just, in case you have.
I think dogs, humans, everyone needs some type of obedience training, right?
Okay. Good. Well said.
I mean,
amen.
Hopefully my kids don't see this, but they need obedience training too. It's like, you just can't, you can threaten the kids with, hey, I'll take that tablet away. If I say I'm going to take that tablet away from my dog, he's going to like, what?
Huh.
But it's just like, some type of, I think everyone needs like that type of training, right?
Yeah,
Right.
well said. I guess on one hand, there's times where I've been to a friend's place and they have a dog that is not well trained. And I mean, they go up and they'll put their paws on you. They'll jump on you. They'll smell you. They go around smelling everyone and they're just seeking attention. And am I a jerk when I don't want to give it attention? Like
Yes.
No, honestly, no, because it's not your child.
Yeah.
That's their child, and they should at least have some type of groundwork laid out if there's company or whatever the case may be. Right?
I did go to somebody's house a couple years ago, and this dude's dog was all over me for like 4 hours straight. Like, it ruined my time there. Not that I'm so mad about me, but like, this dog had boundless energy, and it was like zero control, and it was one of those situations where it's like, hey, buddy, stop doing that. Hey, buddy, stop doing that. And he would keep telling the dog the same thing. I'm like, hey, bro, clearly it's not working. Like, what? Why are you even pretending to tell the dog to like? Is it a?
Well, I mean, it's also probably like, embarrassing too, because it's like you want to show that you're in control, and from the perception, you're like,
total failure.
You don't have control at all.
Well, like Liam was saying too, like they can read your emotions, and I feel like even for dogs that aren't yours, like they can be just like some kids will be more obedient, to a stranger than they are to their own parents. I think the dogs are sometimes the same way. Yep. I've seen that where like dogs will respond well when you're more authoritative towards them. Not aggressive dogs, if it's like a pit bull, it's like, rah, you don't want to be like, no, but like for example, and I this might not be completely accurate, but I've had really good luck with dogs that I don't know just doing like the fist thing like this.
What's
like
that?
They seem to react to that. I don't know. Most dogs are like, what the fuck? And they just chill out.
Dude, I'm like, what the fuck?
It works great. You just literally go like this. And then usually they just like.
Okay, so for our listening audience, Joe held up his hand like 5 fingers, and then he closed it into a fist.
He just threw up the black power fist.
What's up?
That dog was like, what the? Okay, all right, black power.
This whole thing was a setup.
Like that. All right.
Malcolm X, baby.
That's right. True. Oh, freedom fighter over here. Love it.
Yeah, I have no problem with not putting dogs in their place, but like, making dogs, even strangers' dogs, like, no, like, hey, no, because they pick up on that, especially whenever they're dog parents or pushovers, and let their dogs away with whatever, they're not usually used to people.
Dude, sometimes
not standing up to them. That's not the right phrase, but you know what I mean, like being authoritative over them.
But sometimes like 10-pound dogs are like barking at me aggressively. I'm like, do you really want to fight? Like, I don't think you can win.
There's nothing you can do about small dogs. Small dogs are a completely different animal, literally.
The fist thing doesn't work?
Care. No, nothing works.
The fist thing doesn't work?
No, they'll fucking just bark and yip and chew at your ankles, and you're like, dude, I could literally step on you and kill you. What are you doing?
But I can't be kicking people's dogs. This is...
Yeah, we do not harm dogs here on this show.
Why does it matter to me? Why does it want... it's my house. Why is it barking at me in my front yard?
Because you didn't throw up the fist. Throw the fist up next time. Like, not throw the fist, just hold it up like this.
I'm gonna do that.
No hands with the dog.
Yeah. That's right.
And then the owner's gonna be really really weirded out.
It's like, why is this guy putting up his fist on my dog?
Did you just put a witch spell on us? What is it? It'd be worse if
I don't
it
know
works.
if you guys know this. I have read that whole study about like alpha wolves and all that stuff was completely flawed and not correct. Also,
which study?
There were so like I don't remember exactly when. It was like maybe like 80 years ago. I don't know. There was the whole theory about like dogs having like an alpha in their pack and this and that, and it turns out that that's not true, like at all. There's nuances to it, obviously, but it's not that there's like a king dog. It's not like Lion King. You know what I mean? I guess those are felines, but still, same concept. Like it's not like there's. What they were observing was literally just like the parental unit, guiding the cubs, which is not the same as like having a bunch of adult canines and having one be the designated leader. You know, they operate literally like a pack where they all kind of share responsibilities, and they all, you know, the more dominant ones obviously gonna have more control, but it's not like they literally look up to them like a king or whatever.
So Eric's on the right track with the family style. Love your pets.
That's right.
Yeah. They, if you make them part of your family, like not just a pet or an object that you own, they're more likely to be obedient. They're more likely to be well behaved. They're more likely to listen to you.
Yep.
You know,
Are they gonna hate you when they're a teenager? Blame you for their problems when they turn 30?
Dad, I want to go to the movies. Leave me alone. I want to go to the dog park by myself.
You don't know who I am.
Oh God, love you, baby. It's my 12-year-old. She sees this.
So can't understand.
So give me a history of Dog and Whistle stuff. Dog and Whistle was before La Pup.
Yeah. So
and then that also was before, and then also what was the other one? Upcycle. So also tell me where that came along.
Yeah. So Dog and Whistle actually started this around 2018, 2019. Started this company when I was working with a specific casino, remain nameless. They had the sustainability program, and you know, as I was creating this concept, I was noticing once again the amount of food that they were tossing and saying going to the pig farms. And as I was looking at all these items that were being discarded, and I was like,
Rocket's hungry.
yeah, it's like this is something that probably hasn't been untapped that I can probably tap into. And that's when I created the concept, right? And I remember starting in December, the last month of the year, at the Galleria Mall, part of the farmers market. And it was probably one of the most exhilarating feelings I've ever had when I was able to make that first sale, because kind of presenting the upcycle part and suggestions and things of that nature about my company. People were well receptive to it. And then from there,
can
Sure.
you back up to, you said when you were at that casino, you saw the food wasted, you thought that would be an opportunity. What was did you actually approach the casino manager, say, hey, can I take some of that home and try something? Or what was the story?
Stole it.
No, actually, I went to the source, right? It was
Baggy pants.
I went directly to, there's a lot of connections in the distributor world, and, emails go around, and I sent the email and said, hey.
Oh, so this is the, so like the wholesaler is selling food to the casino. The casino they send it back, and then you saw that and you're contacting them.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm contacting those guys and saying, hey, I saw that this happened, and I think I have a good use for it. Okay. And the conversation went off really well, and it's been very successful since then.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm so.
So like the food supplier's like, hey, we don't want this stuff to get wasted either. Great idea. Was that their
No,
general
at
vibe?
first they were like, this random guy is coming in trying to take our food and turn it into profit. And it's like, no, guys, it's like, you're going to throw it away anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, let's work something out, right? Either it's at cost or it's, it's bruised. You're not going to use these fruits and veggies.
Oh, yeah.
Let me rescue it. And they're like, oh, okay. And we went from there.
I guess I'm a bit pessimistic when it comes to humans. So I'm imagining there was there any legal thing that you had to figure out with them, or it just went smoothly for you to get?
There were some legalities to it. Actually you have to get some lawyers involved, things of that nature, NDAs,
liability releases or anything for them.
Yeah, things of that nature. So that way they're not held liable if something happens, right?
Why a bunch of dogs start dying from the food you make that you got from them. They don't want to be held responsible.
Yes, and just to note, no dogs have died.
Zero fatalities.
Yeah, zero fatalities. They have increased in health and performance. So
you clearly rescued the one dog that had the dementia. So
hey,
you're in the positive.
Boom, stamp that one, baby.
So did you go 0 to 100 in that moment? Meaning you went to get you talked to them, you got that food, and then did you get a big batch? And you're like, holy shit, what do I do with all this food? Or I'm thinking.
No, I went in moderation. So it was
like a dump truck.
Yeah. No, it was in moderation. So definitely was like, what do you have? Right. They'll send a list over and like, this is what we have. We have this, we have this, we have this much, we have this much. Okay. I'll take this. I'll take this. I'll take this. Right. Yeah. You know, the local church's chicken, you know.
Oh God, I haven't had churches in forever. Sorry.
It's on Spring Mountain, brother. Go ahead.
I'm not anywhere near churches, unfortunately.
Oh, that's right.
I love it.
Did Church's Chicken go out of business in Portland, or they just never were up there?
They've never been here. Not that I'm aware of. Yeah. I know it's sad. I had some in the Midwest and it was amazing.
What part of the Midwest?
Not in Michigan, but we were on a road trip from Michigan out here to the West Coast, and I was younger. I don't remember exactly what state we were in, but I remember
somewhere between Michigan and Portland.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like all America.
Like Ohio.
I made this stop in Gary, Indiana. Like, yeah, there you go.
There's not much happening between those two states.
Yeah, no,
let's be honest.
Not a lot happening.
It's like, oh look, more corn. You know, it's fucking the entire Midwest, pretty much.
That's where I was born and raised, at Midwest, baby.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first meal that you made from that first shipment?
The first food you rescued.
Man, from the food that was rescued to the meal, it was like that oh shit moment, right? It was like it's like this is actually happening. I got that order online and
or how big was that shipment too? Do you remember?
It was just a regular ship, $85 box for a small 10-pound dog. Lovely lady who stays over by the airport, and this was like I wasn't ready with the whole packing part because it was like I was like, you know, with business, you're like, okay, I'm ready to fulfill, but you may not have all the tools.
You were starting up a new business.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So it's like, oh, I need boxes. Oh, I need this, or I need to make sure this is as dry ice and things of that nature. So I was like scrambling, getting everything together, but you know, dropped it off. And from the guest perspective, they're like, you could have just put it in a bag and dropped it off to us. I'm like, no, I'm going to put it in a nice box, make sure that it's presentable, things of that nature. So it was a really good feeling. Still motivational, right, to this day, right? I look at the opportunities to where I see repeat customers that order online, repeat customers that order through Le Pup Cafe, that come into Le Pup every Saturday. And, you know, it's funny where I get those dogs that really feel at home. And what I mean by that is that they will literally stare at me and watch me make their food. So it's like a death stare from that dog. That's awesome. And once you set it down, they just go to town, right? And you know, that's the joy that I get. But going back to the timeline, so when after Galleria, doing the farmers market,
No, go ahead. That first $85 batch to that lady, was that prior to Galleria?
No, that was after.
Okay.
Yep. So that was actually during an interaction during a farmer's market. Like
Lim's gonna find the hole in your
no, go ahead. He's keeping me on track. I'm making sure I'm missing no points.
And then when the limo showed up,
yeah, and then the dog. No, that was actually during a conversation that I had with a guest with a customer when she came and visit, and that was just based off that, once again, interaction, right? So did that for a little bit, and then COVID hit, right? And I think I told you this story, but when COVID hit, I was laid off from my employer, and kind of was like, need something to do, right? You know, just
you were managing a high-end restaurant at that time.
Very high-end restaurant. Yep, very prestigious. Just amazing concept.
Yeah, in a casino, right? In
a casino. Yep, on the Las Vegas Strip. And COVID happened. I was still doing dog and whistle, but I decided to, I couldn't sit at home any longer. And I called up a buddy and I was like, "Hey, do you need help at your pizza shop?" Pizza shop, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, "Well, you need help delivering pizzas?"
Pizza, good, yeah.
And he was like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I told my wife I'm delivering pizza too. She looked at me sideways. My kids looked at me sideways. I just didn't like sitting at home, right? Like I wanted to do something active.
Eric was a GM of a high-end fancy restaurant, and dude would come in dressed sharp, looking fabulous.
H&M. I'm into wear.
H&M finest, baby.
Yeah. So he's well put together, sharp dude.
Yeah.
And I think for most people, there's a status thing where they start thinking, I'm at some status and I can't do something else, or I can't go down, or I can't be something different.
Yeah.
So I think that's great that you had no qualms.
Yeah.
It's not the same way, like, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I looked at life. It was like, you roll with the punches. But at the end of the day, it's like, you don't forget where you came from, right? Yeah. Like I enjoy this here, having a conversation with people I barely even know.
Yeah.
No offense. But, just having a real good conversation, talking about life, talking about business, talking about dogs, talking about obedience training, talking about, church chicken.
I'm already hungry enough from the dog food talk.
Can we upcycle deep fried chicken to dogs?
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. No.
Because people never leave that behind. There's no deep fried chicken that gets left over or uneaten.
That's an absurd statement. Now that I think about it. Yeah. The fuck.
Just put about 3-4 days in it, right? Get some chicken and waffles. There you go. Some chicken
as long as
and
you got an
biscuits.
air fryer, you can just re-crisp that shit up,
bro.
Revolutionary.
God bless whoever. We need to figure out who invented the air fryer. God bless that person.
Give them a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes.
That's all I've been saying.
Yes. Like I wish
they have changed the world of leftovers.
It seems like every Christmas gift is an air fryer now.
Ah, yeah.
So, start delivering pizzas just to keep myself busy. And as I was delivering pizzas, I noticed that every single person I delivered a pizza to had a dog. And I came back, talked to my buddy, was like, hey, how do you feel about, me just doing like little sample treats and things of that nature? So when I deliver a pizza and I see someone with a dog, just give them a treat on the house, right?
Yeah, nice.
And it was a huge touch. It was a great
back.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It was like getting intel data from like the surrounding areas. And it was just, it was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Because then I would have like a little card in there. People can like purchase online and things of that nature. So it helped me out really well. Kept me busy.
And people love getting an unexpected freebie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. A little treat.
I gotta tell you about what happened Sunday. So with the Courtney meetup. So we'll get to that. So after that, got called back to the employer, worked at the employer, and during COVID, I think it just changed my outlook on a lot of things. Right? I felt that I really wanted to just dive into entrepreneurship and really into my beliefs and what I wanted to do in life, and that following February of 2020, this 2022, 2020 in February, I approached Ferguson's downtown. I wasn't at the Ferguson just yet, and they had the biggest test kitchen. And I said, how do you guys feel about doing like a dog cafe? Just to see what happens. I think this might be something cool.
Yeah. So Vegas Test Kitchen is this facility, old downtown Vegas.
Yep. And
people will go in like, hey, I want to do sushi, but I can't start up a whole sushi restaurant, right? Or I want to do this kind of coffee, but I can't open a coffee shop right now.
Yep.
So they can get a part of the.
So you have
Vegas test
Yukon pizza, you have sushi, you have sliced sushi. You have Poppin' Pies, who does great pies. You have
so it's a commercial kitchen where you can rent space.
Yes, and
or these ghost kitchens. I've been hearing. About
it's a commercial.
Too.
It's a actual restaurant that has different concepts inside of it.
Yeah.
So you can just scan a QR code and you can choose different meals from, like, if you want pizza, then you get pizza. I'll get sushi.
But to the customer side, like I walk in the door, there's tables and chairs, and then I can order from any of these.
Yep.
And they're all operating out of the same big kitchen.
Same roof. Yeah.
Same roof. Yep.
Yeah.
So pretty awesome. So they do a good job. So I approached them and asked them, how do you guys feel about me kind of just clearing that back area out and doing Le Pup Cafe?
Yeah.
It was a hit.
Yeah.
A hit. And it right then and there, I knew, I was like, okay, I have a concept that I can continue to grow that meets a niche in the market. And I said, what better place to do it than the Ferguson downtown, where, really they gave me my start to really bring my brand downtown. And
can I?
Sure.
I think at that point, so when you're delivering pizza, so then that was just the dog and whistle only. So
correct.
And then you also got the food from the casino at that time too. So
I was still rescuing. Yeah, at the same time I was still rescuing foods.
So then what was some examples of the food that when you delivered the pizza and gave a treat? What were some examples?
So the treats that they would get, it would have to be something that has a good shelf life on it, because I'm not able to vacuum seal it. So it was either sweet potato chips, the sweet potato treats that we have, or like apple treats. So just something that's nice and simple.
Dude, the dogs love the sweet potato treats.
Oh my God, dogs love the apple treats too. They're nice and leathery that they're able to chew. So just a nice little gift and things of that nature. But it also had promotion for like the different proteins and other things like that. So yeah, that was what we had.
Wait, so if I order pizza there now, do I still get a dog treat?
No, you don't. No. We haven't restarted that program just yet. So
okay.
Was there that moment to Ferguson when you asked about doing the Le Pup there? So in your mind, were you thinking like, okay, I have enough food from the casinos to do this, or you kind of didn't even have a game plan, or what was that?
No game plan.
Okay, so you just went.
I'll sit here. I can't sit here and say like, oh, I had a game plan and had it all figured. No game plan. It was more of like,
you liar. You wrote out a business plan.
I did. Yeah. I mean, but it wasn't really a structured game plan. It was like,
I think your idea of no game plan is a lot further up the ladder than most people's idea of I have a solid plan.
I had an idea of what I wanted to do, right? But I was fortunate enough to reach out to a lot of them and say, hey, I'm going to be doing this as a pop-up. Do you have any additional foods I can rescue? And they did. And still to this, and then once it built that confidence of seeing how well received it was, I immediately was in the hunt, looking to see, okay, where can I put this concept, but where can I put this concept? And I was thinking about, outside of downtown at first, but real estate is so expensive. Commercial real estate is so expensive outside of downtown.
Yeah, if you want to rent any little space to run any kind of little store, you're talking thousands a month, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. In
downtown, on the strip, or
no,
just normal city life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Yeah, pretty extensive. But I got lucky. I got blessed. A space had opened up, and I had a vision of how I wanted it to look, and created that vision. And February was when we had the pop up. I opened Le Pup Cafe March 23rd of 2021.
Backing up to the dog and whistle, when you're doing with the pizza, were you doing a lot of side stuff? Was dog and whistle doing enough business during that time, or was it?
Were you also a gigolo?
No. Like, was the pizza thing? Because you're giving away product, right? So you were losing money there. Were you already generating money from dog and whistle earlier?
Yes. Yeah. So we still had some good income, some good revenue that was coming in. So, I mean, I'll be completely transparent. It's kind of it was really a one-man show. So while I'm delivering pizzas, I'm pretty much going to the kitchen and kind of doing the
in the beginning
production and things of that nature. Going to go rescue the foods myself, put it in the back of my car. The dry foods. If it's cold food, I have them deliver it. Let me just put a disclaimer on that.
Yeah. No, but nobody starts up as a 20-man company.
Yeah. But that's why I kind of went with the sweet potato and the apples, because those are like the most easily accessible, and it was not really a big loss.
And if any of these questions, I could flag it if you think it's trade secrets at all. But I'm thinking if someone were to try to if someone wanted to be your competitor, it would be so many steps. So I feel like what you're giving right now wouldn't jeopardize your business currently. Anyway, so
if you sat here and said, Eric, I want to create a pet food company that does upcycle food, I would say, welcome to the journey, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to Dog and Whistle.
Welcome to the movement. Like we want to rescue food, we want to reduce the carbon footprint. So I mean,
are you guys self-funded, or do you guys get any like grants or anything, or
all bootstrap, my friend.
really? Wow.
Bootstrapping, yeah.
It's not a nonprofit.
Oh, it's not.
No,
No.
it's for profit.
Oh wait, which is any of them a nonprofit?
No, it's all for profit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, I misheard that earlier. All right, I thought one of them was a nonprofit.
Was
No.
Upcycle
Food.
is
Upcycle
also-
Food Association.
is still a for profit also.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
association itself is for profit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Gotcha.
what?
It's up profit.
So what type of did you get laid off from the casino during that COVID time, and that's when you started Dog and Whistle? Or was that
No,
already-
so I was actually doing Dog and Whistle the same time I was working.
okay.
So this was before even COVID happened, right? So I would Dog and Whistle was my moonlight. And you know, obviously you know what a moonlight is, but I had my primary job as a GM for a fine dining restaurant. So once I left that restaurant, I would go to the kitchen and do fulfillments. Days off, go do fulfillments, go do farmers markets. That was a little tough because it was a 3 meal period restaurant.
Oh.
And imagine running a 3 meal period, multi-million-dollar establishment. You know, very limited managers. October 1st stuff going on, right?
Yep.
It was rough, and I got the opportunity to interview for one dinner only meal period restaurant. Amazing concept once again, and I was so excited because it allowed for me to really like focus, you know, where I wasn't running around like crazy. And I think that's where it really enabled me to kind of put a lot of emphasis on what I wanted to do.
So to translate for people, what Eric just said is, if you can get to a restaurant that is so fancy they only do dinner, then they're only making, you know, you're only working like 5 p.m. to midnight or something. So then you got the rest of the day to do what you need to do. If
One
you're-
meal period is the way to go.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And no knock to anyone that does, you know, multiple meal periods. But
It's just more hours and more work. Yeah.
listen, if someone said we got another restaurant, we have a restaurant that we want you to open, is it dinner only? No? Okay, then never mind.
Yeah.
So at that moment when you took that position at the 1 meal dining, in your mind, did you see Dog and Whistle like selling a bunch of things, or were you just like were you thinking what was it, the apples and
Sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes?
It was more of the focus on the tree collection was there. I just did the sweet potatoes and apples, just kind of like
It's very practical.
just simple, get it out, you know, have someone sample it.
Oh yeah. You can't give away the salmon.
Yeah, not giving away salmon. No, you know, none of the proteins, things like that. Things that they wouldn't hold well anyway.
So you had like kind of a menu, a decent sized menu at that time?
So the website collection that you see now was the same exact collection that I had back in. So nothing changed. I don't change anything. Everything stayed the same.
So if I go to dogandwhistle.com, I can get chicken jerky,
Of course.
turkey jerky.
I'm on the site now. Yeah, we can find whatever.
Got anything interesting on there?
Beef, salmon.
If you remove the dog bowl, honestly, most of this looks like something I would just buy at like fucking some Chinese restaurant around me. I don't mean it like that either. I just realized that. No,
I think you just
not
insulted
what I mean.
everybody in that sentence.
Hit the flag button. Fuck. That's what it's there for.
Yeah.
I'll flag it, but I probably
Like
won't.
tender
Leave it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it in, I think.
Banana treats. I don't know what that is, but I eat it. You know,
Yeah, single ingredient banana treats.
I love banana. What is it? Banana?
Dehydrated bananas.
Yeah.
I eat
Delicious.
that for real.
So I wonder, Emmett's statement earlier that your plan, you saying that you didn't have a plan, it sounds like if your menu hasn't changed, then you obviously thought this out pretty thoroughly since then.
Yeah. I think now is the time where I'm not somewhat established, like in a better place than I was before. then I can start looking at making adjustments, right? I'm in a different space in terms of learning more about my business, so I'm able to look at like a P mix and see exactly what works. Focus on, the ones that really move, maybe some ones that don't, maybe do them as specials, things of that nature. A lot of things have changed from, 2019 to now, right? Logistically, price of, people don't have as much, they may have less to rescue. So some items may become a little bit harder to get than others. But with the UFA, the Upcycle Food Association, it allows for me to build more relationships outside of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Logistically, in terms of getting product that needs to be rescued.
Oh, we'll get bananas in here from Tucson.
Everywhere. So,
oh my God. I just realized that you fucks have to have like all your food imported, don't you?
What do you
From
mean?
other states. Does
No.
anything even grow in Vegas?
We could grow a banana. Maybe. No, there's no farms here.
Cactus, man. Cactus.
Yeah. Something Eric just said. This made me think about
Pigs.
that. Like, wait a minute. You guys,
pigs.
yeah. Do you guys have pigs?
We have
Yeah.
a pig farm.
Pig farm.
Hey, there you go. All right. No wonder all the buffets had like unlimited bacon. That was good bacon.
This
But then
bacon
they
tastes
were
like
skimpy on a
upcycle food.
Fruit cups to be like the size of a goddamn fucking cough syrup thing. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Vegas is not a natural food basket of bounteous.
Yeah, I just thought about that. I've flown in there a couple of times, and that makes a lot of sense.
I tell people all the time, if you come to Vegas and you order seafood, I will literally just be like, seriously,
Yeah.
like why?
We have a lot of aliens, but not a lot of crop circles.
I don't know, man. Flying in, you got those ginormous circles in the fucking desert. I don't know if those are like little mini farms or what they are, but you know what I'm talking about?
No, I have
The
no
baseball
idea what you're
fields?
I don't know. They're just like a shitload of giant circles, just like all in a pattern. Like you can see them from fucking 20,000 feet up. It's massive circles.
That
They're
sounds like
green
farms
in the middle
yeah.
of the desert.
Oh yeah. Well,
It sounds
so
like some weird fucking farm, but it's like what the fuck grows out here? That's green.
you can pump water to Arizona and they grow alfalfa out in the middle of nowhere.
Really,
Yeah, it's crazy.
alfalfa.
Sure, it wasn't like cannabis farms.
Yeah,
That's
I think those are usually in warehouses. I couldn't tell you. I mean, they usually grow them in warehouses, I think.
that is
yeah,
true.
that's
Yeah,
true.
you probably don't want no fucking outdoor shit. I
Yeah.
don't know.
And they always wear lab coats like they're freaking scientists or something. Those hazmat suits. Don't let this weed get on me.
They have to go and get in the shower when they're done, spray down.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot of regulation on it, and I don't know how much of that is all
On
required.
what, pot or vegetables?
Cultivating and growing marijuana legally in the Vegas area. I don't know much about it, but the images I've seen
I don't
on,
know.
I've got
I live in Oregon and Washington, so like I don't know, man.
everybody grows it.
Everybody grows it.
Yeah, man, it's like it's actually like the Dare commercial, so you can't go anywhere without getting offered some pot. It's wonderful. Anyway,
Wait, could you walk out your door and buy some mushrooms right now?
I have to walk a little bit further than my door, but it would not be a thing. Well, in Oregon too, that shit's just straight up decriminalized now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if you got busted with shrooms, I think you go to jail. So like they're way more plentiful than they were before.
Do you trust people that hang out in front of 7-Eleven?
No, fuck no. I don't. Do I look like I want to die? No, not at all, man.
I found that anybody's just hanging out at a gas station or a convenience store.
No, did you ever pull up to a gas station at 3 a.m. and you see some dude just standing there? That's no matter what he's doing, it's sketchy as shit.
There's no good
He could literally
answer.
be waiting for an Uber, and he's the most suspicious person on the planet. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, all right,
What if you like need gas? You're not just gonna like pump gas real quick and then leave, or you're just like, oh, I'll go to the next one, or I just go home.
It's the hanging out. that's the,
I'd pump
yeah.
my own gas.
Okay, all right.
Unless I was in Oregon, then they would pump my gas for me. But
Was that one of those states where you're not allowed to pump your own
in
gas?
Oregon, yeah, I live in Washington, so I live right on the border, so I'm back and forth between the two. So
Mhm.
like sometimes when I lived in Oregon, like I would drive across the border just really quick. It's like 10 minutes away. And there's been multiple times where I would sit at the gas pump for like 10 minutes. Like the service here is terrible. And I would forget that it's self-serve,
I want to
Yeah.
speak to the
Yeah.
manager.
Yeah. Or and it's really annoying because they only ever have one person. So if it's really busy, you have to wait. Lord knows how long for them to come to you. And once they put the nozzle in and start the thing, like I say, you're getting $20, it hits 20. They're trying to hit up 4 other cars,
Wait,
and then
so-
if you get out and you try to fucking remove the gas pump yourself, now they notice you. Now they remember you. And now then they'll be like, hey, you can't do that, because it's technically against the law to pump your own gas.
So there's some old guy named Bill just running a clown show of trying to juggle all the people that want gas.
No, it's usually some fucking young meth head. They're usually between 18 and 24. Look like they just came from the trailer park. I mean, pumping gas that's like you got in trouble for, letting some guy steal a Snickers. You know what I mean? From the inside. Because you have to be outside all the time, whether it's hot, it's cold, it's raining.
Your juvie record won't let you get any security guard jobs?
Yeah, exactly. And you got demoted to the flat pantry. They're just like, nah, bro, you can't be trusted with money, because they don't even accept cash usually. You have to go inside and pay with, debit or pay with cash inside.
Wait, you have to go inside, but then you can't pump?
Well, you could give them your debit card. You can't pay with cash.
Oh, okay.
Pump. Yeah.
That's
the whole thing is whack. It's a stupid fucking system. And, gas is not even it's not even more expensive either. So, I mean, obviously, it's not like they're adding
so
much
would everybody there prefer self-pump gas?
Yes.
So,
well, there are some people here in Oregon in Oregon, I live in Washington, but in Oregon that have never pumped their own gas.
So why can't somebody run for mayor or run for governor and go, look, I will get rid of the gas pump method?
People have tried, but somehow that's always unpopular because there's enough people in the rural areas. If you live in like Portland, like the major metro area, it's more evident why it's fucking stupid as shit, but you live out in the middle of nowhere where it's not a problem, where you're the only car that ever pulls up to that gas station. The service is quick. Why would you get out of your car and pump your own gas? You know what I mean?
I mean, you could leave it optional. You could say it's not required.
Well, that'd be nice. Yeah. But who would pay somebody if it was optional?
Those clowns that want it. Yeah.
But gas stations already operate on a thin margin to begin with. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to want to employ someone to do that as a courtesy,
Yeah. So
any more than your average club wants to have a bathroom attendant. It's the same idea, right? It'd be nice if there was somebody in there giving me a mint, after I fucking destroy their toilet, but that doesn't mean that they're willing to pay for it,
But that's not required by law, though, right?
No. I guess you're right. They could make it required by law that an option has to be available. Then it would be essentially the same as now. But people like me that aren't stupid, would be able to just pump your own gas,
You've acquired the gas pumping skill.
Yeah.
So
just get a Tesla.
Yeah, right.
Electric charge.
Then you can't plug it in yourself.
And I don't know about Vegas, but there are electric chargers everywhere here. Every store, even like small stores now have electric chargers.
Really?
Everywhere.
I feel like there's not enough chargers for all the cars, all the Teslas this year.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Vegas?
Yeah. City Hall, Resorts World. Where else?
Do the casinos not have it?
So like the Venetian has like 2.
Really? All the Indian casinos up here will have like fucking 3 dozen, and they're always empty.
Because you got to drive there. Vegas, you fly in and you take an Uber.
That's a very valid point.
But when once you hit California, there's Tesla chargers, the superchargers stations are everywhere.
There's a big station over by the Link, by that Ferris wheel.
Oh, is it?
Yep. There's a big station down by Town Square.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I've seen.
You start seeing all those Teslas everywhere.
I think some states incentivize businesses putting out electric chargers too with tax rebates and whatnot too.
Yeah.
Like, I know Oregon does that. Like I think that's why even small businesses have them, is because they get a hell of a good deal from the state. Probably just giving money away.
What is the Model X? You get a 100% tax write-off. We were talking about that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, because of the weight?
The weight.
The gross vehicle weight?
Yep. It's over 6,000 pounds. 100% tax write-off.
Oh, you know what? That's funny that you mentioned that, Eric, because my buddy that I work with, we were talking about this the other day, because a lot of the employees get trucks, but they don't need trucks. They just drive the job sites once in a while, maybe drive around for business purposes, nothing. It's like, why not get a bunch of Priuses? And he told me that exact thing. He's like, if they're over a certain weight, then the tax thing completely shifts.
Yep.
And that's why everyone gets a fucking ginormous pickup truck that gets 15 miles to the gallon, because somehow that's more affordable than, they pay for the company pays for the gas too,
Yep.
Yeah.
But they don't apparently care. They obviously save more money, getting trucks than they would otherwise.
I get 14 miles a gallon in my truck.
It's not bad. So I've seen trucks that get less than 10.
if I really step on it, I can bring that down. But I usually
it's like the inverse of Prius drivers. Prius drivers are always trying to because I don't know if you've ever seen like a Prius display.
Yeah.
But like it like gamifies your miles per gallon. Like you're just like, oh, how high can I go?
Get a Nissan Leaf.
So I have these magnets, these big like billboards on the side of my truck. It has my face, and I'm a realtor, and has my phone number and stuff. It's never gotten me a single client, but it got me a school zone complaint the other day. And somebody called my broker and was like, this fucker was speeding in the school zone and driving erratically.
That is the downside of having your face.
No, it was all. This is all a lie because I turned erratically to avoid the school zone. I could see the traffic jam ahead, and I turned away from the school zone.
I erratically evaded those children in a crosswalk. Everything was okay.
Look, also 0 fatalities.
I missed those kids, all right, purposely.
I missed those kids, yeah, man. Well, if somebody wasn't paying attention, they would have ran them over. I missed them.
Hey, I don't drive on the sidewalk. Don't play in the street. When I was a kid and I played in the street, I was watching out for fucking cars. And I would get out of the way when a car came, right?
That is true.
Yeah. Not like we don't have no sidewalks and parks around. I don't drive through the park.
It would be fun, though. A lot of parks seem like it'd be fun to drive in, around here at least, but
yeah,
I would never do it.
Especially I've got an off-roady truck.
Yeah.
You're talking about pumping gas. I visited Pennsylvania many years ago, 20 years ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
And on the border with Jersey back then, I don't know if it still is, but you couldn't pump your own gas. So people in Pennsylvania would drive to Jersey to have the gas pump in the wintertime. Like, it's so freaking cold out. They're like, you know what? I don't want to get out of my car.
That's kind of a dick move.
That is terrible.
Yeah, like I want to.
But isn't the gas guy out there anyway?
The gas guy's just shaking. He's like, this is some bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Cars.
Like, they can wait inside until a car comes up. Usually,
You're bringing in business.
Did you tip the guy at least like $5 or $1?
No, they didn't look like tipping people.
Oh.
Vegas,
in the extreme colds, I'll tip them. That's the only time I ever tip them. Or extreme heats. When it got to 116 here last summer, and I tipped them. You know,
you get a weather tip.
Nuts. Yeah.
Okay.
I felt bad for the guy. Yeah, exactly. I shot him a 5-spot, and he was, he was so appreciative of it because obviously he's been getting dicked.
Yeah.
He's having to work in 150-degree heat. Probably had his job threatened if he didn't come in. But nobody would choose to work in that shit outside.
I would be hella screening everybody. I was like, oh yeah, he's not tipping. Okay, you're gonna get super premium. I'm about to mess up your whole engine.
I spilled some gas on your car again. Sorry.
Here's some water inside the gas tank.
Vegas is a very tippy culture. Like if you live here, then you're around it a lot more. And if you ever had a job on the strip where you get tips, like I spent, I think it was like 10 years as a bartender.
Yep.
So it makes you a tippier person. You appreciate people working.
When you work for tips, whenever I was a poker dealer, I could only legally get paid in tips. Well, not even that. I couldn't even legally get paid that. I couldn't get paid anything.
You're supposed to not get paid?
Yeah, no, we were volunteers, but I got tipped.
Nice.
I got tipped, and everyone knew that you had to, you know what I mean? Like everyone knew that the only way dealers made any money was tipping them, and if you didn't tip the dealers, they would go somewhere else, and you wind up with the shit dealers, race to the bottom. So people always tip.
Nice.
The one thing
that inversely, that made me tip more too, like you were saying. Sorry, Eric. Go ahead.
No, the one thing that bothers me is like when you go out with someone that doesn't know the tipping culture.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You see them. Love my brother to death. we went to STK and
that's a fancy joint.
Oh my God, I knew what it was before they even said STK. I was like, okay, here we go. So they got that check. I think they left like $10 or something like that. I was like, so I had to I came back the next day. I was like, here, give that to that server because they don't really understand.
Hey, you handled that well. I mean, you had to make another trip back to the joint.
I tell my dad all the time because he's like, oh, how much you want to tip him this time? Like that, 18%, 20%.
Yeah,
off the subtotal. Yeah, okay, come on.
It's hard if you come from if you don't have a ton of money, you're not around a lot of tipping, and you go to an expensive place. You're like, well, fuck, now I'm out. I'm out $300. Like I said I would pay, but shit. So then you're starting to feel tight already. And that's like, oh, now I got to get this guy extra.
Yeah, exactly. Don't let it be like a date. It's like, okay, I got this budget. I'm like, I want to go to STK.
I used to have a buddy that would tip the change. Like, so if his total was like $26.30,
is he from
he would
Europe?
leave like 70 cents. And I used to always tell him, like, dude, this is literally more insulting than leaving no tip at all.
It is.
What are you doing?
It is pretty insulting.
Yeah. It really is. Leaving fucking 2 quarters and 2 dimes on the goddamn table, like, that's no, I couldn't deal with that. I would always have to make up for him because it was just like literally don't tip at that point. Like, it's just embarrassing.
Yeah, just throw that on the floor.
Yeah, whoever served you just like, what the fuck? You're gonna put them on tilt for no reason. You're gonna put them on more tilt had they gotten stiffed. You know,
Yes.
that's an amazing feat, really.
Yeah.
Was it Florida, Miami? Now that's some bullshit. Where
What's going on in Miami?
they autograph every single check.
What?
Yes. If you go to
That's
Miami,
too much.
they won't even say anything. They will automatically autograph every check. So I caught myself the second time because the first time I left a tip
On
and I
top of
didn't
the
know
grat,
on
yeah.
top of the grat.
Bienvenido Miami.
So
That's what they're preying on.
yeah, exactly. They're preying on the tourists. So I went down there. I was like, wait, what the hell is 18% already on here?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, scratch that out. But yeah, Miami.
Yeah. See, but I don't like so I think tipping should be optional. You know, because I've had terrible service before, and it's like, well, I get it, they're living on tips, but they did a shitty job. I mean, they might be having a terrible day or whatever, but
Yeah.
you know,
I agree with that. I don't tip either. As long as they're competent and do a good job, I'll tip. If they go above and beyond, they'll get a bigger tip.
Yeah.
If they're just complete assholes, they get a smaller tip.
Yeah. Did they help my experience? Were they nice?
Yeah. True.
You know
Did
what?
they meet your expectations?
Dude, the one that fucks me up, the one that bothers me the most is people who do the memorization of taking your order.
Oh God.
If you do that, you better be 100% perfect.
Yep. Completely agree.
You mean with allergies and everything?
Whatever. If you're going up memory style, then whatever you got a table of 6 and there's all
That's on you. Yep.
I mean,
I actually do that at La Pup.
That's
That's pretty baller. I do that at La Pup because like someone will hit me with the multiple orders. And I'm like, oh, okay, so we got the sirloin meal, then we have the Omega meal.
but you're pulling it off.
But by the way, your dog does have an allergy of this, correct? Yes, that's right. Okay, perfect. So we'll substitute this, and they're like, oh my God. I'm like,
Because you care about their dog.
yes,
That makes it,
that is correct.
great. No, and
I don't get tips, so
I was at a brewery one time with a party of 8, and this clown came up and tried to do the memory thing, and he fucked up like 4 different parts of the order of my food. And I'm not a complicated. I'll be like, no,
you got to practice remembering and also write it down if you're in that position. Like I feel like,
or just write it down. Like I've been a waiter before. Like just write it down. Who cares? I mean,
or you get the guy that like writes it on his hand. Like, oh,
yeah, I've seen that too.
it's really run out of
Wait,
paper.
I had a guy recently that was writing on his hand, but he also had brass knuckles tattooed over here. So it's like, God damn it, can't complain about this service. Fuck. I'm not joking. He had brass knuckles tattooed.
Like
on
I'm
his
gonna
hand.
punch you if you complain.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, he's writing this shit in his hand, and he's making sure you see the goddamn brass knuckles.
Oh yeah. You better not complain on that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just like, wow, no, it's good. I mean, I ordered a burger, but the stew is delicious. Like, exactly as I wanted.
I didn't know I wanted lamb stew.
Yeah.
No, but here's the trick. At most restaurants, if you're a waiter or a server, here's the trick. There's usually an unlimited supply of receipt paper. Like just grab some receipt paper. Grab the receipts people left behind.
That
you
is
got
true.
Unlimited paper you could write on. Upcycle that.
Upcycle receipt paper. I mean, make a note of that. That's another business motto.
Notepads.
So back to your story.
Yeah, rewind about 20 minutes here. Sorry.
We're fixing the world's problems right now.
Pumping gas, baby. Oh yes, back to the story.
Bullshit.
Sorry.
It made me think of a story that when someone asked me some advice on working on the career, when you were talking about how you were going to you're working at that one meal dining place, and then you were doing this dog and whistle after you're burning the candle at both sides. So I had a couple friends, different situations there. Just like one wanted to figure out how they could get a promotion or a raise. Another one wanted to get out of their career and do something else. So then I basically gave them the same advice. Ultimately, I told them my experience, my life is I tend to do my 40-hour-a-week job, but then I go home and unfortunately, I say unfortunately, in the sense that I spend about 10 to 20 hours a week on something else, whether it could be learning the skill set at the job better, or it could be learning something completely different to create a new job. Or so when you're talking about doing dog and whistle while at that restaurant, what's your thoughts on were you really tired? What risks were you taking? Do you feel like, do you regret not doing more or doing?
Were you eating caffeine pills?
drinking a lot of caffeine. No pills though. No, honestly, no regrets. At first, it's weird because it was like at first I was like, oh man, I wish I would have spent more time doing more with dog and whistle and maybe not focusing on the restaurant. But for some insane reason, specific people were put in front of me at the restaurant that allowed for me to better the experience of Dog and Whistle, right? So the lady, for instance, that allowed for me to do the pop-up at Le Pup Cafe, I actually met her at that restaurant, right? So it was like all these stars were aligning at the workplace for me that allowed for me to build a relationship, get to know people, and then, hey, by the way, so from an entrepreneur standpoint, obviously you want to dive head in and you want to make sure that, you follow your dreams and follow your passions. But my situation was different. I have 2 kids, I have a dog, I have a house, I have a wife. We got to make sure that we keep the lights on and things of that nature. And maybe if I was 20 years younger, I probably would have dove head in and probably slept on someone's couch, right? And went from there. But I also feel that this was the path that I needed to take, because I was able to meet. I've been hitting strides, meeting amazing people, building great relationships, having a lot of support from, maybe if I didn't go to that job, I probably wouldn't be in a position that I am in now, right? But it also allowed for me to understand my business a little bit more too from that side, like where you can deep dive into numbers, right? Think outside the box on certain things, right? So yeah.
What do you think was the riskiest part throughout the whole, whether it be Dog and Whistle, Le Pup? I'm guessing Le Pup sounds like the most riskiest, but what was the most financially risky?
So this actually happened last year. So after the restaurant closed, I was kind of bouncing around, helping up in other areas of the hotel. And, I think it was to that point where I was like, you know what? This is really starting. Like I got Le Pup going, like I got this going, this and that. And COVID kind of changed my mentality on a lot of different things too. And I was talking to my wife, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to dive in. She's like, for real? I was like, yeah, I'm going to dive in.
Who's going to pay all these bills?
So I dove in.
Yeah.
And
did she ever ask you that? I'm guessing not.
No, I mean, she just ride or die, man. Like she was just like, all right, let's do it. I mean, we went on vacation. We went to New York. We went to Miami. Came back, and then I was at the point where I was like, okay, I'm going to work at Le Pup. And I will say I probably regret that moment because I went back to Le Pup in probably one of the hottest seasons that we had, like hottest summer. So I wasn't as busy. But I was able to get like a remote job and kind of just still keep it going, keeping the lights on, things of that nature. So this remote job actually allows for me to, have flexibility. So it may not be as strenuous as the restaurant world and looking for that big salary. It's okay with taking a pay cut and just kind of keeping your mental sanity and being home with the family and things of that nature. So I'm in a good spot. I think I did the right things.
It sounds like you are laying out a lot of practical advice for people who are out there. I want to follow my dreams. I want to start a business. I want to make something amazing, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that kind of bullshit out there where it's great to get excited about something, but then there's the realities of how do you make all of this work?
Yeah, I think everyone can create a great idea, right? It's all about execution.
Yeah.
Like that's what I challenge, a lot of people in terms of execution, like just try it. But you have some people that's like, oh, I don't know. I got this and I got that. And when I hear it and I'm just like, bro, you're talking to a guy who has so many responsibilities.
Yeah.
And I just put my pride to the side, took a huge pay cut and just, okay, figure it out. But with the business itself, if you're striving for your business to sustain your salary right then and there from the beginning, your business is going to fail, right? Robert Kawasaki, right? Kiyosaki, rich dad, poor dad, right? If you're operating a business just to get a paycheck, you're already failing. Your business you need to have your business thrive, right? So, that's the mentality that I have, just.
Are you a super motivated dude? Are you working 16 hours a day?
I'm actually gonna go to work after this. So I got some things I got to take care of from the remote job. But yeah, super motivated.
Yeah.
Does the motivation come from a feeling of need or of like you want to?
Ooh, good question. Because I want to.
What was fucked up in your childhood that made you this amazing person today?
No, I mean, if we're gonna do a deep dive into certain things, I
just think most people can't work a full-time job and raise a family and have pets and kids and run a house and start a business and grow and expand and be on the board of an association.
It's all about the support system.
Yeah.
Right. Internally. Right. Wife support. Mother-in-law stays with us. Support. Surrounded family, dad, so all around. My dad's here, grandparents, family, friends, things of that nature. It's all about the support, right? And I think that's most important too. Like if people want to see you succeed and believe in you, they're going to do whatever they can to help you out.
So when we see Eric, we're really seeing a team.
Yeah, a big team.
You're the LeBron James of this team. That's a pretty cool analogy because the little that I know about LeBron, he was willing to take a pay cut to take on certain team members to join
Miami.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he wanted to put a championship team together, even if it cost his salary.
Mm-hmm.
He also loves dogs.
LeBron, if you're listening, www.dogandwhistle.com. Check us out. That's what it's about. It's like the end goal, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, this is a business that is a family business. I was speaking with a good friend of mine, and she said that this is a 100-year, 200-year business.
How do you mean?
Where really do you see pet food going anywhere?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
This is an established business that can continue to keep thriving for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Milk-Bone's been here since you've been born.
Oh, yeah.
Why can't I create the next Milk-Bone?
Well, because then you got to ship food to Mars, man. That's where everybody's going to be.
It's okay. We'll do freeze-dried, right? Freeze-dried treats. But no, internally, motivation just comes from just upbringing. Gary, Indiana,
shout out to Gary, Indiana.
Shout out to Gary, Indiana.
Dairy Queen over on 14th Street.
Church's Chicken on 8th. Born and raised in, one of the most rural places in America. It was murder capital in 1994. Saw a lot of different things, been exposed to a lot of different things.
Was Gary a tough place?
Oh, my God. Yeah. But you know what? It was the upbringing, the childhood, the experiences that I had that kind of just motivated me to be who I am today.
Yeah.
It's it's funny because someone said this to me we were just having a random conversation. Yeah. And you ever heard of this? Like someone always say like, oh man, I came from nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
And usually lying.
Usually they're lying, right? And I've never said these words, but he was like, it's a disrespect to the parents.
Yeah.
In a way, because if you say, oh, I came from nothing and da 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 da, in reality, if you had parents that really did the best they could, they were just really doing the best they could, right? So, I was put in the position of, my father doing the best that he could. My mom, she passed when I was 10, so he kind of just took that helm on, having that support system, where he was doing his, building that family aspect and raising me, and I have my grandmother and things of that nature. But, we made the best out of it. Right.
That's hard being a dad and losing mom when your kid is 10.
Yeah. So he was a very, very strong individual, shout out to him. He's out in Vegas here now, loving life, sitting on the computer, playing Candy Crush every day. Now he's retired, probably playing Candy Crush right now.
He can start listening to this,
right. But no, it's just that internal motivation, and then also regret framework minimization. Jeff Bezos said it best, right? 60 years from now, you sit back and just reflect on life, and at least you can say, at least I tried it.
Hold on, did you just slip in regret framework minimization?
I did.
Oh, can we explain that for our audience that is not Jeff Bezos fans? that are not reading Jeff Bezos's book?
Yeah, I mean, very simple, right? Just a reflection on life where you're just sitting back, as you get older. He said 60 years from now, right? So, 50, 60 years from now, you reflect on your life and say, oh, at least I tried it.
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to saying, man, I wish I would have did it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like my mentality. It's like, at least I tried it. And these are some good things that I've done, some good strides that I hit, set some things up for my kids when they get older, and went from there.
I do not regret buying that 73 Nova.
That was there's so much money in repairing that thing. That was unfortunate.
I regret buying that 96 Cavalier. That damn transmission went out on and off.
No, but that car, if I had never gotten it, I would always have this Nova-shaped hole in my heart that would be empty. So now I filled it with that junk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a heart box, ice box now where your heart used to be?
Yes.
My thoughts on the way you started your business, hopefully it doesn't sound negative the way I'm saying it. I'm saying it with a lot of respect the way you did it. It sounded like you took the minimal, like risky approach, but yet it was so smart, as in, Dog and Whistle was first. So you already get the food from the casino and you're doing like the easiest package stuff that had a shelf life.
Yep.
So
Risk framework minimization.
Minimized your risk. It sounded like you minimized your risk. I'm guessing. I mean, even then, the plastic, the time, the plastic to put the food in. Mm-hmm. I don't know if how much you had to pay the casino for their leftover food stuff, but I'm guessing the cost is probably minimal. It probably wasn't more than $5,000.
Very minimal. Yeah, very, very minimal. There's other components. So the packaging is biodegradable, so it's not actual plastic. So it's something that, I want to make sure it's full circle. So you're getting upcycle food, but then also you can throw that biodegradable package inside your compost, right? So yes, very minimal, low risk. I felt that thinking outside the box in terms of making a easy transitional business model, kind of taking what I've learned in the field and from culinary school when I went to culinary school to managing a restaurant, just seeing like, okay, let's not make it. I don't need to make it hard. Like it's not rocket science, right? And no, I don't take offense to it.
Because I'm imagining there's a lot of people that would go in with some type of, they would create a business plan and they would want to like mass package and get like,
start the factory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think you did what it sounds like a really smart approach where
systematic, strategic. Incremental.
Did you even realize that when you were doing it? Because I think,
why didn't you just roll the dice like a jackass?
Because I'm thinking
because it was my money.
Right, like you were saying earlier, he bootstrapped it.
He's bootstrapping.
Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, if I were to start Dog and Whistle, say 5 years ago, I'm thinking, okay, how do I get clientele to buy this? So even if I get this contract with the casino to get the leftover food, how am I going to even sell it? So that, like,
you got to do the groundwork. You got to get up at 8 a.m. Saturdays and Sunday mornings, go to the farmers markets, put the tent up, deal with the wind, deal with the cold weather, deal with the hot weather, deal with the whatever. Like
all the hippie crystal ladies.
All
flack that was your friends, yeah.
Wow, your chakras are wrong, man.
No, I buy fancy soap sometimes.
No, you gotta put the work in. Like I said before, that allows for you to have that conversation and be genuine and make that sale, right? Because it's like you're not selling a dream. It's a reality. Like, listen, this is really good, perfectly good food.
Yeah. Even in the beginning when you mentioned Le Pup, then before you even started explaining it, I was thinking, oh, geez, to build out a restaurant, because Emma and I have kind of done a small cafe, and we know the cost. I mean, it's not cheap to do even a small cafe.
Yeah.
a lot of people are spending 100,000, 250,000, 400,000 within the first 2 years. I mean, actually, some of them opened their doors at 250,000, 300,000. Actually, with inflation nowadays, I don't even know, that price has probably gone up to close to $500,000. I don't know. But when you mentioned Le Pup earlier, before we started getting into the depths of it, I was like, oh, this guy, he probably made $500,000 from Dog and Whistle, then he rolled it forward to Le Pup. But even when you went to Le Pup, it sounds, if I'm understanding correctly, you went to that Ferguson where you're not really forking out a whole bunch of money to start.
Correct.
So that's super, super smart.
Yeah, just starting lean, right? And one of the things that I've done to build on the excitement, right, or try to create that downtown experience. We're starting to do like meetups, or I call it social Sundays.
Oh, is this time to talk about the corgi meetup?
Oh, let's talk about it, baby. So
people love corgis because they're like weird and they're cute in a weird midget way. Is that the
yeah, they got a little
corgi vibe?
Little potato butts, you know. Everybody likes the corgis. So Social Sundays is actually a bi-weekly Sunday event that we highlight a specific dog breed, and we can encourage people to come out to the Ferguson. And you know, they call it a meetup. I call it Social Sundays.
Right.
Okay? So I keep it like that. I'm gonna call it a meetup. But this
Social Sunday sounds cooler.
Social Sunday sounds cooler.
It sounds closer to brunch.
I was gonna call it Sunday supper. So it's from 11 to 1, and we highlight specific breeds, and we encourage people to come out. So corgis was the first one, and it was about 16 corgis out there, right? So they had a good time. People were having nice conversations. Each corgi got a free coconut cream latte on me. So not on me directly, but, you know, was able to pass it out.
Joe is in disbelief of coconut cream latte for a corgi.
Non-sugar added, by the way. So no sugar. And then, you know, and that worked out really well because people that may not have been introduced to Le Pup Cafe, they actually came down for this meetup.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do the same thing for Chihuahua. So Chihuahuas is going to be our next one for Social Sundays, and anyone that has a Chihuahua, and it allows for us to, you know,
is it this Sunday or next?
Next, not Big Game Sunday.
Yeah, just be safe.
Not Big Game Sunday.
Is it better if the NFL sues us?
You get a cease and desist letter. That's it. So not this weekend, but the weekend after.
Yeah.
So Chihuahuas, and then we have another activation called Pooch and Paint. So this one I'm really excited about.
No.
Pooch and Paint.
Yeah, look at it. He's loving it.
I know where this is going.
Yes. So the last Sunday of every month, we're going to do a arts and crafts themed event located at the Ferguson, where you're actually able to come in, and for example, this first one that we're doing, you're going to come in, you'll be able to dip the little doggy's paws inside some paint. And put their paws on the canvas, and you'll write affirmations on how your dog makes you feel. And we'll have live acoustic entertainment that's going to be performing.
You arranged all this?
Yeah, I'm collaborating with Haymaker, which is the store that's right next to Le Pup Cafe.
Okay, I mean, because it takes a lot of work to organize events like this.
Yeah, it's all about collaboration. So we're looking.
It's going to pay for itself from the fourth step, where everyone auctions off their NFT of their dog prints.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Step 3, profit.
Yeah.
So it's gonna come with a free mimosa and Bloody Mary as well per ticket.
For the dog or for the person?
For the person.
I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, for the person, and then we're gonna have hors d'oeuvres for the dogs. So I'll be doing some tray pass hors d'oeuvres for the dogs.
Nice.
Wait, why does society think it's not okay for dogs to get drunk?
Because they can't consent.
Yeah,
if you put a bowl of vodka out and it wants to drink, that's okay. If you make it drink the vodka, that's not okay.
I'm not advocating forcing.
I'm not gonna. No.
This is dangerous territory.
No, I don't feel comfortable.
I'll add fuel on this fire. I know someone. They will remain nameless. They have a dog where they will smoke up marijuana, then they'll put it in they'll breathe the marijuana smoke in a bucket, but then they let the dog, if the dog wants to go into the bucket, to put his head in to get high. And
the dog wants to.
So he doesn't force the dog. He just puts the bucket there, and if the dog wants, he thinks that the dog has arthritis. So he thinks that the dog is enjoying that to relieve the arthritis pain. I don't know.
He could easily give his dog CBD. So they have CBD topical stuff. They have CBD pills. I mean, you can put that shit in a
but the smoke bucket is more fun, man.
No, well, for sure. I don't disagree with that. But I mean, if you're actually concerned about the arthritis, I mean, yeah, no, I'd get the smoke bucket, you know, a bucket big enough for me, a Joe-size bucket, I'd take it.
I did witness where he prepares a smoke bucket and then the dog will like run up to the bucket. So that he's not forcing the dog. At least I don't know if there's some history where he's forcing the dog ahead of time or.
Oh, I thought this was going to be Angie, the super pro cannabis gal.
Oh no, it wasn't
okay.
her.
We don't condone shotgunning at Le Pup Cafe.
No hot boxing.
No hot boxing. Right?
I don't agree with getting animals high against their will. I mean, if the animal wants to seek it out, then that's up to them. You know, I'm totally cool with that. I'm a libertarian. Never you know, the animal's choice.
Yes. And then so Pooch and Paint, we have that. Oh, and I didn't talk about the Doggy Bowl, which is this Saturday. So it is our version of, actually, it is the Doggy Bowl where the people can actually come out, have their dog with their favorite apparel, football apparel. It'll be a nice little fun and games, things of that nature for the dogs to have.
Are you going to paint that big lawn like a football field?
Yes,
nice.
And it's gonna have the field goal, the pions, and all that stuff. It's gonna be fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's gonna be live
Instagram.
Instagram, and I'm also going to live stream it on Twitch.
Is this your Instagram and Twitch, or is this like the
company?
Dog and Whistle?
Dog and Whistle.
Dog and Whistle.
Yep.
Okay. I'll be sure to follow that.
Yep, please do. Dog Whistle Vegas and Le Pup Cafe.
Man, I wish I could get this podcast out sooner. It takes like a month for the queue is kind of growing. It's almost 2 months now before this podcast will get out. So
that's all good.
Do you have any events?
He's gonna have wilder events by that point.
Do you know of any events that 2 months?
Canines and Kush.
Catapulting
we're still
dogs.
gonna do Pooch and Paint will be a reoccurring monthly residency. So every last Sunday of each month. So that, and then also Social Sundays will be something that's gonna be good too. So yeah,
Gotcha.
we'll still have everything going. So
I don't know if we want to jump back all the way to your the origin stories of Dog Whistle Le Pup, because I think we left off all the way back at the gallery.
Wait, wasn't there a crazy story with the corgis?
Oh, yeah.
With Social Sundays?
Yeah. Is there something bad that happens when you get more than 13 corgis in one place at a one
No,
time?
it was lovely. Everyone just had a great time.
There's not some witchcraft.
Are you gonna have a Wiener Dog Day?
It's going to be every single dog day. Watch.
Joe's voting for Wiener dogs.
Yes. I've had everyone. So we're going to do Chihuahua, Jack Russell.
Is there a Vegas Facebook group for each breed? Is that
So
how are you?
Sin City Corgis was they have a
City
huge
corgis.
they
Oh
have
my God,
a
that does not
huge
surprise me.
following, and they reposted us, and a lot of people from that follow Sin City Corgis came out.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure there's a specific dog breed, like Sin
Yeah.
City version of it. So, but no, it was a great time.
So
a lot of,
Vegas Huskies with one blue eye. That's the dog, right?
possibly.
Okay.
I want to see their German Shepherd meet up.
It's all cops.
Yeah, leave your stash at home that day.
Might have to do pit bull meetups like at the end of the year when it's like really cold outside.
Let me know. I got some money to throw down at the end of the year.
No, I can't do that. No. But yeah, so the different meetups. No, with the corgis, it was just an amazing experience.
There wasn't something funny that happened?
They were just playing with each other. It was like the cutest thing ever.
Oh, I thought you said remind me to tell you.
Oh no, that was it. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Were there like corgis that like look the same?
Yes.
Like did anyone get mixed up?
Yes.
'Cause, I mean, I can imagine.
No one got mixed up, but they looked like there were some identical corgis, and it was like this little puppy corgi. Oh my God.
They seem to have like the least variation of like young dogs. Like they all look the fucking same. Every corgi I've seen that's young, they look identical.
Kind of like a pug, right?
Yeah. They don't really develop their individual features until later in life.
Yep.
And you're just like, okay, I recognize him now.
Yep. No, it was an amazing experience. So definitely looking forward to the Chihuahuas. I can kind of just see them like all shaking. Kind of
A
scared.
couple of them being oddly aggressive for no reason.
Yeah.
like, whoa, you're way more aggressive than you should be, dude.
So I don't know if we want to finish up the origin story at all. I think
Sure.
we jumped from your advertising at the Galleria, but then we also talked about La Pup. And then I don't know if there's more to add to La Pup, and then also Upcycle. I don't how that plays in.
Yeah, so it's just with La Pup, right? La Pup Cafe, we're open 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 7 days, baby. So Monday, Tuesdays we're open from 11 to 2. Wednesday, Thursdays we're open from 11 to 5. Friday, Saturday, Sundays from 10 to 5. So we are available on DoorDash as well. So if you're within a 10-mile radius of La Pup Cafe, yes, sir, you can get DoorDash La Pup Cafe, in which we have had some good orders come from it. So very exciting on that. And then with the Upcycle Food Association, as we were talking about earlier, I did get voted on as the secretary of the board. So very honored.
So can you change hats? And now you're speaking as a member of the board, right? Can you explain to us what the association is and what it does?
Yes, so definitely. So the Upcycle Food Association, we are, I would say, advocates to really push the initiative to reduce the carbon footprint, reduce the amount of food waste that has been allocated through I would say throughout the nation, right? So we have, based on recent studies with all of our members combined, we have now rescued over $708 million pounds of food.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I can't even mentally conceive of 1 million pounds of food. I don't even know what.
I would say think of probably like your standardized football field, maybe.
Yeah.
Have you never seen a package of 1 pound of ground beef? It's 1 million of those.
1 million pounds of ground beef
Yeah, it's not that hard to
could
imagine.
fill a football stadium.
Yeah,
That's a lot of hamburger helper.
that's a lot of hamburger helper, right? Ground chuck. So like I said, we've combined with all our members, well over 708 million pounds of food, which is a great feat. We still got some work to do though, right? We are looking at what's going on in the world. There is a lot of, hotter summers every year. Ice caps are melting, things of that nature. Climate change is happening. It's,
Wait, you're trying to save the planet?
yeah, as long as I can while I'm here, right?
So the Upcycle Food Association is rescuing food. Is that
correct? And
then what is that? I mean, because you're here in Vegas, this is a nationwide organization. What are the activities? What are they? I mean, do they own a fleet of trucks, or what are they really doing?
No. So
what does that look like?
So so we have the memberships, right?
Yeah.
So we do the Upcycle Certified within all our members. So anyone that says that they're upcycling, our team will actually go in, get our documentation, do investigation that needs to be just make sure that it's actually certifications of upcycling.
Because we want this to be legit. We don't want any old clown to.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm upcycling too.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
What are you upcycling? Oh, I'm upcycling this. I was like, what?
Yes.
Okay. But no, it's actual documentation of certain things. What are we doing to make a difference? Looking at different measurements of it. Where were you at this year compared to last year? And it's just
that's a lot of pressure. I got to do better every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
For profit, bro. That's how it works.
And then, but it's all about, building the UFA with our members, right? There's so many members within so many areas of breweries, craft house, that work together with, pet food companies, that work together with, different pasta companies, that work together with, we have, bacon jam companies. We have, companies that work directly with some huge supermarkets that, are coming up with their own infrastructure plans on how, and assisting them on how to rescue foods within their own infrastructure. So there's different components to it.
What's wrong?
Oh,
did you
that just makes a lot of sense. I'm sorry, I just reacted out loud. about people realizing that they could
It's all coming together now.
They could upcycle their own waste. You know what I mean? Like,
No way.
Especially for like grocery stores. I mean, that's actually a huge expenditure for them, is having to fucking write off food. You know?
Are you saying I could
Especially for,
mix
like,
my
produce
own
and
bacon
fruits.
into my jam?
Well, I guess them too, but I just thought about that. Like, you know, he's absolutely right. Like, if you start getting, the bigger you get, the more attention people will be like paying attention to their own infrastructure and supply line, essentially.
Yep.
You know,
And
because they'll
overall-
realize, hey, wait a minute, all this shit that we just throw away, we could turn it into money. Not as much as if we sold it, but you know, it's still money as opposed to writing it off.
Well, then also too, like, it feel good about making that money, right?
I would feel very good
Yeah.
about selling Joe my leftover bacon jam.
How does what's the business model for Upcycle? So are they mainly making money off the memberships, or
Strictly off the memberships. So it's all about just the memberships, just getting as many members as we can signed up, just to help spread the word and
It's a movement.
So
it's a movement.
So
Yeah.
to some degree, if a company gets the Upcycle
Certification.
that's a big deal, because they're actually truly are
certified,
Yeah,
and they have the actual certification on their package. I'm actually going for mines within the next couple of months. Pretty expensive certification process.
Do you get a
but
T-shirt?
I get a nice little label to put on my bag, on my package.
Dude,
He gets money.
y'all need a T-shirt that says "Up Yours."
I actually like that.
It'll
Up
get-
yours.
Yeah,
Little arrows.
yeah,
Yeah. Being edgy is a cool thing for corporate.
Yeah, but then
America
people,
now,
at least
so.
people will read the shirt, right? And then
I was actually thinking about doing a shirt that says on the back, "Want a bone?"
yes, but that'd be for Dog and Whistle, right? No,
That would be for Dog and Whistle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Like, want a bone? And then just see a bone on the back.
I
And
like
people
it
are
a
like,
lot. Yeah.
what are you talking about? Or even go like Mike Jones status and put my number, want a bone? Call this number. And it goes directly to Le Pup Cafe.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a movement.
But
right?
then you
So
have to make some snacks in the shape of a bone.
I do. I have
Yeah?
the cookies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you didn't like baking. Cookies
Yeah,
are okay.
It's okay. I found someone that likes baking now, so we're okay.
Okay, you got on the team.
Yeah. Got another pair of hands, so happy about it.
Do you guys work with any kind of animal rescues or like humane societies at all?
Yes, so Noah's Animal House out here in Las Vegas is one of our partners. So we do different fundraisers, different contributions in terms of a certain percentage of sales we'll donate to those guys. So they are they are a branch of Shade Tree, which they help the less fortunate families here in Las Vegas. So misplaced families, things of that nature. They're actually able to create this sanctuary for their dogs or for their pets. So certain percentage will be able we donate to those guys.
what's your thoughts on what's your future plans for Dog and Whistle and Le Pup?
So for
85 locations.
for
A yacht.
a yacht, right? No,
There's gonna be one
No.
anywhere there's a Church's Chicken.
Delivered by helicopter.
So I'm actually in a accelerator program. But yes, very big retail company doing an accelerator program and doing some learning the ins and outs of mass retail. So the goal is to, get the treats in mass retail, but then also building that Le Pup brand too.
Is accelerator as in, or define accelerator program?
It's training. I would say it's a training program for business owners, founders to better understand your business, build relationships, kind of think outside the box. This one is a 8-week program that just really condenses a lot of information within those 8 weeks. Is very beneficial. I mean, they talk about mental health all the way to learning about analytical data, looking at competitors. So this one is really, really good that I'm very appreciative of.
Is scaling up a big challenge? I mean, because you're rescuing food and turning it into awesome dog treats.
Mm-hmm.
If you want that to be a nationwide product, how does that scale up? Do you need a factory then, or do you need a giant workforce, or do you need how does that work?
So glad you asked that.
Yeah.
And There is, as I was mentioning earlier, if you look at the idea of a detailed infrastructure, retail infrastructure, on how you can rescue within your own retail, then kind of opens the door for what I could do for some businesses too.
Yeah.
Right. So, I think with growing the name Le Pup, I feel that could be an easily branded concept in maybe some places that you may not think of that has some type of grocery component.
Like IKEA.
Possibly. Maybe not with the meatballs. So, but yeah, I mean, if I feel that if there's anywhere that has some type of grocery component and needs stuff to be rescued, then I'm pretty sure we can put a little pup cafe there and rescue within the home infrastructure, right?
Yeah.
That would fit with a lot of brands too. Makes sense.
Everyone has the sustainability goals and promises.
What would be your elevator pitch for someone that has a pet and doesn't know if they want to feed their pet
delicious single ingredient food that their dog loves?
Yeah. Man, sell me a pen, huh?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. So I noticed, we had this conversation, and during this conversation, you've been mentioning that your dog's having these internal issues, right? Dogs having stomach problems, a lot of itching, things of that nature. Well, did you know that in some treats that there's rosemary extract that's used as a preservative? Now, that could be something that is causing that issue or even that inside problem. I assure you, with my treats, we don't utilize any type of preservatives, artificials. It's just strictly the protein, the source itself, that we dehydrate. And if you would like to, you can try it, or we can give it to the little one right now to try it.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's kind of just identifying the problem and providing the solution, right?
The first one's free.
First one's always free. Second one you gotta buy.
Do you do at La Pup, if they come in for like a meal, then do you also? I'm guessing they know that dog and whistle is an option, or how's that work out? Will they walk up into La Pup and not even know about dog and whistle?
Oh no, you'll know about dog and whistle. So the treats will, right when you walk in, the treats will be on the left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then go into this. Welcome to La Pup Cafe. First time here. Oh yeah, okay, great. Well, just so you know, here on this side we have dog and whistle treats, in which this is the parent company. Single ingredient treats, all upcycled. We rescue from different distributors within the Las Vegas Valley. No preservatives, no artificials. And then on this side, I do fresh meals made to order within the concept La Pup Cafe.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And if you like ordering stuff that arrives at your door.
Order DoorDash.
That's awesome.
No, but they can subscribe for those big boxes, right?
They can. Okay. They can subscribe to the subscription boxes. Now, the subscription boxes are only for 3 specific meals in general. I do the other meals a la carte just because of the scarcity of the rescuing. But those 3 boxes, I always have those proteins available.
It's a dynamic supply chain.
Correct.
So it got about, until the final question section, got about 5 or 10 minutes. So is there anything that you want to plug about Dog and Whistle or La Pup or just anything that we haven't talked about that you want to share?
Let's see. So Dog and Whistle hit a couple of strides last year. Pretty excited, right? So a lot of accelerators. You can catch Dog and Whistle treats, single ingredient treats, the banana, sweet potato, and apple on Amazon. So those are available on Amazon.
too.
Yes.
Wait, we can buy these treats on Amazon already?
You sure can.
Why would they not go to dogandwhistle.com and then not, or if that makes sense, why would they go to Amazon?
Why order on Amazon instead of Dog and Whistle?
Yeah.
Well, let's be realistic, right? I think like 80 to 90% of the world orders through Amazon, and they have the 1-day shipping, where with Dog and Whistle, it's probably going to take about 2 to 3 days.
Wow.
So they help us out with introducing the brand to a wider audience. So when you type in pet treats, you're probably going to see well over 20,000 pet treat companies. But with ours, you'll see upcycle sustainable treats.
Nice.
So that's a good avenue to have, right? You'll see Dog and Whistle treats with some private jet airlines here in Las Vegas, which I'm pretty excited about. Some boutique shops as well.
Wait, people on a private jet can get dog and whistle treats?
Yes, they can.
Nice.
Damn, that sounds like a big undertaking or a big accomplishment. Or
it's a good feather to have in the hat. So I actually did that. It's been about 2 years now with these guys. So just a nice, either chicken or cookies or a beef treat. They're able to choose between that.
Private jet people ain't worried about the price of the treats.
Oh, it's for the private jet's probably more costly, so it's only for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
dude, the last flight I was on, they barely gave me peanuts. They were stingy about those.
Last flight I was on, I was first class, and they weren't even serving drinks to the fucking steerage people.
But you got drinks in first class?
Yeah. I only had first class tickets because the price dropped so much, and I had credits for a flight that got canceled, and it was amazing.
Did they close that little curtain so the poor people couldn't see you drinking?
No, I asked them to though, because some of them were looking at me. And I didn't like it. It was becoming very upsetting. I was like, "Can you close that curtain?" And they did. They closed that curtain, and they asked me how many Jamesons I wanted, like little bottles. I told them 2. They gave me 2 Jamesons, and it didn't even cost me anything.
You should ask for 5, bro.
Well, now I know, but it won't happen again because I ain't getting first class price for that.
I gotta save up another 8 years.
Yeah,
there's a private jet company that can I Jet Suite X? Can I say it?
I think you can.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
As long as they don't.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So freaking dope ass experience. Like all the drinks you want. No limited cocktails.
Oh, well, this is not the one that has your treats.
No, this is not the one that has my treats. So
But you can't say that one?
No, I'm not gonna say those guys. So
Oh, weird.
yeah. So
Wouldn't they want people to know?
I didn't
No?
clear it with them, so it's okay. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'd rather play it safe than sorry.
All right, so just fly all the private jets you can find.
Yes,
See
all the
which
private
one.
jets you can find. So
Yes.
but this one is more for like us-ish, right? Someone within a good medium range of salary, things of that nature. So
Wow, you think really highly of me. Anyway, go ahead.
first class over here. I've never even flown first class. So
I was hoping to catch Dan Bilzerian's preferred jet provider.
I want to sit in the same seat The Rock farted in.
So yeah, Amazon, DoorDash for La Pop Cafe. We have Social Sundays. We have Pooch and Paint that's going to be happening. A lot of exciting things, right? I definitely advise everyone to subscribe to
It's
our
incredible.
website.
Dude, I know you and I hang out with you. I still didn't know all the shit you pulled off lately. This is amazing.
Yeah. It sort of feels like it's not real, right? It's like
It's
because what I
incredible.
tell people when they're like, seriously? I'm like, yeah.
You're just making shit up, aren't you?
How'd you meet? How did you meet? How do you guys know each other?
I used to be a bartender for many, many years, and we crossed paths in the casino world.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And when I see a sharp-looking dude in command, I go, "That's a guy."
So
I need
all
to
I'm
know."
hearing is that Eric lost a lot of money and tipped well.
And Emmett consoled me with popcorn. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, we met in the casino world, and from there we just continued to build our good relationship and went from there. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
real good, solid dude.
Yeah. Well, so when I meet good people, I try to hang on to the good people. So
Appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I definitely encourage everyone to subscribe to our newsletter online and then also follow us on our social, so we keep everything up to date.
Awesome. So I'm assuming Facebook.
no, Instagram
I got Facebook too. Facebook, Twitter.
for the old people.
Are you in the metaverse or? Because that's how I find you in VR.
I've been thinking about the metaverse.
No, you can't.
Can you imagine a La Pub Cafe in the metaverse where you can have a virtual cup of coffee?
That's why it makes so much sense.
Exactly. Yes. Get Zuckerberg on the phone.
Yeah, no joke.
So yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
And is it Dog and Whistle for Facebook and Instagram? And also, do you have a La Pup for both? Or?
Yes, it's a Dog Whistle Vegas for the Dog and Whistle Company, and then La Pup Cafe for La Pup Cafe. Dog and Whistle is on Twitch, so you can follow us on Twitch if you would like to.
Wait, is it a live stream of corgis or what's the?
I will be live streaming all of the Social Sundays as well. Yeah. So I mean, what people need to feel good about.
You are not a lazy man.
Listen.
You do
The
too
marathon
much.
continues. And then also, YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're gonna be putting more up to date stuff on there. And yeah, stay tuned.
I want to start an upcycling snack company called Pup and Hey Boy.
Okay.
I'll just fucking with you.
Oh, woof. There you go. Let's go ahead. Sure.
All right, we're going to do the final question section.
Sure.
First question, what great daily habit or habits do you have?
Waking up and going through just daily gratification. You know, what am I grateful for? That's something that I've started to really just start looking at.
Thank God I'm not in Gary, Indiana.
Man, you know, kind of not
Sorry,
focusing
Indiana.
on the negative a lot, just start focusing on the positive of things. So that's kind of like my habit now.
By any chance are you like me where I feel that when life is good, I'm able to reflect on those thoughts? Like meaning, say 15 years ago when I was going through the, I guess, corporate 9-to-5 ladder, I felt like I was constantly going uphill. It wasn't until when I was about 33 did I feel like my salary was where I felt okay where it was.
Yeah.
Obviously, we always want more money, but I was like, you know what? I'm at a decent place. I'm getting money into 401k. I got money in the bank that I have like 6 months or 1 year's of living expense saved up. Granted, I live pretty slim, like my bills are pretty low, but then at that point, it was when I felt that I was better able to reflect on the good things in life, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No. I mean, we all have good days and bad days. I think it's just more of just keeping it consistent through the good days and the bad days. Easier said than done, though, right?
Yeah.
You know, when life is going good, you're just like, you're on easy street. As soon as life goes bad, it's like, oh, why me, right? But it's with me, it's like a work in progress, right? Still something that I have to remind myself, kind of get out of a rut. It could be a slow day at the shop, right? And it's just like, dang, what happened? But it's just like, you know what? I'm here. I got one person that, you know, just came in and had never been here before, and they had a good time. So they can probably tell somebody to tell somebody, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like those daily gratification, those affirmations and things like that, and just really appreciating like the moment.
Yeah.
So that's me.
My shit's on a private jet.
Right?
It's flying to New York right now.
All right. Next question.
Yep.
What do you know or think of cryptocurrency?
I have XRP that has been locked up for years.
What do you mean locked up?
It's under investigation by the SEC. So
What? You can
I have
investigate
it.
it, dude.
Yeah, I have it in.
Liam, flag this entire podcast. Good Lord. I'm not trying to go to fucking jail for tax evasion. What the fuck is this?
So
Entrapment?
Brought the feds.
I don't know much about cryptocurrency. I am intrigued with NFTs though. I think those are. I think that's going to be the new wave of the future. And I was actually considering doing an NFT for the logo for Dog and Whistle.
Are there dog themed NFTs already?
Yep.
Okay.
See, I was ahead of the curve. I told you he was in the NFTs. I knew it.
Yep.
You look like an NFT kind of guy. I said that too.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Or even like take Dogecoin at Le Pup Cafe, right? That'll be cool.
Do you accept dog coins?
No, we
Shiba?
don't. No, just give me real money at this point. Just give me cash or card.
What was the story behind the XRP? And so you bought some during an ICO or something, and then
So I purchased it. Can we say Coinbase? Flag it.
Yeah. No, Coinbase
okay.
is allowed.
Okay, cool. So I purchased.
That's the most legal place in the cryptocurrency world, I think.
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Purchased XRP and Coinbase about 3 years ago. And bought a shit ton of it, and haven't been able to move it since. So it's under investigation through the SEC.
What?
You have to do some.
Do you email Coinbase and go, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Or
I just wait till it go through the process. But it's literally, it hasn't moved. I bought it at 30 cents.
okay,
I think it's as high as like 75.
I think today it's like 90. I think.
Oh my God. Okay. So,
tripled.
Yeah.
but I have a feeling that it's gonna, once the whole investigation process is over, then it'll just skyrocket, and then I can just
Oh,
I have never heard of anyone getting investigated. What are you doing? I must ask.
Yeah, no, check it. Check it. It's on when you just go on your browser and check out and just
Is
type
it
in
anybody
XRP.
that bought XRP on Coinbase?
No, it's XRP itself. They're being investigated by the SEC.
I
No,
thought
not me.
you were
No,
under
no,
investigation.
hell
I
no.
was like, oh my God. Why
Oh
No.
yeah. Okay.
No,
All right,
no,
okay.
not me. No.
No.
He's like, no wonder they're looking at me like, you're under investigation with the SEC. You got us on the, you got me on the spot.
No, we
No,
got agents
no.
were visiting your house and stuff.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So the at least the latest that I hear, you guys, whoever knows the more recent news, feel free to say. It looks like XRP, they're looking pretty good with the SEC. Like SEC is not able to provide enough evidence or
Make a legal case.
yeah, and it's looking like XRP or Ripple Labs is going to win. That's where the last that
Thank God.
that's where I've seen it. So I don't know if you guys heard anything.
I haven't looked.
I did. I'm holding too many XRPs for people that I shouldn't be holding it for. And I'm well aware of this.
Are you in?
And Eric, I thought you were saying something completely
Are you in
different.
Portland or are you in Puerto Rico?
No comment.
Yeah.
No comment.
So Joe,
What is this? What is this podcast? What are you guys doing for fans? You have to tell me if you're a cop.
How much did you get on that PPP loan again?
Not enough. Not enough to go to Puerto Rico or any of these other non-extraditable countries.
Right.
I should go to Saudi Arabia. I'm half Saudi. Fuck.
so Joe,
They would have never got me there. What?
is that? Do you agree with me? That's the news that you've been seeing too. It looks like XRP or Ripple Labs is looking pretty good against SEC.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
Okay.
I've been reassuring everyone that everything's okay.
Hey, you're half Saudi. Why aren't you rich?
Dude, fuck if I know. I've been trying to figure it out for the last fucking 32 years. I'm only 32 years old. You tell me.
Should be half rich.
Oh my God.
Can we go back there and claim your throne or something?
Right? That's what I'm wondering.
He has his
Lord.
throne. Do you see that chair? The ball of the chair?
Is this a $400 chair?
No, it's a chair the roommate let me have whenever I moved in because it's not very. It looks nice, but so the person who designed this chair, they thought to themselves, "This is how I can make the chair look great." But they never actually considered that a human being would sit in this chair. I assure you of that. I assure you of that.
Okay.
So I'm a software engineer. I look at cryptocurrency in a different light. I think blockchain is going to change the world. If you ever have any questions, feel free to ask me. You could email, text, or whatever.
Okay, for sure.
I'm a little bit more maybe biased because I'm a software engineer, but I do think I do take a lot of real world experience and news to try to figure out what the answer is. Whether I don't have the answer, like I don't know if Ethereum's going to win, Bitcoin's going to win, Ripple's going to win.
They're all going to win.
They may all win.
I have your old spreadsheet, by the way. I forgot to mention this, I think, last time. But there was a spreadsheet you sent me in 2017, right after you made us a fuck ton of money through Ripple. But there was a
Wait,
spreadsheet
what?
you
I missed the
sent
trade?
with there was a spreadsheet you sent, and a lot of them were actually surprisingly accurate, but a lot of them were horribly inaccurate. You know, like Bitcoin, you're like, it's gonna flatter out to $400.
I thought Ethereum was going to flip it.
Well, no, your Ethereum prediction is actually on the money.
Yeah.
But Bitcoin and some other ones are like, eh.
Yeah.
Well, but I think back then
Sorry.
there was no guessing the idea of a meme coin. Like back then there were
No, there was no meme coins.
Yeah,
You
there
know,
was
this,
no meme
This was
coin.
before it even hit the mainstream.
Yeah.
there was just shitty coins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Pink recommended Ripple to us, and yeah, we all got in for like around a penny. So that was nice.
I think, yeah. 7/10 of a penny. That was
Well,
awesome.
no, you recommended 7/10 of a penny, and I waited 2 days to buy it, and I had to pay 1.2 cents a penny. Sorry, 1.2 pennies per Ripple, which was almost double what you had recommended 2 days earlier.
Yeah.
And my friends got in even later, so like they didn't even get in as good as I did.
To admit that a lot of it is luck, because I mean, I only thought the reason why I thought Ripple was going to grow big was there's a lot of conferences they were doing. So I was kind of looking at the trajectory of all cryptocurrencies and all the stuff that they were pushing. I was like, hey, I think this is going to be some big news on this conference I think it was like June of that year or whatever. it ended up not being June. It was like October or some weird day, some weird month that it blew up, I think. So anyways, yeah, it's cryptocurrency. It's a gamble, but I think it's the future.
Yeah.
I've been telling people, I guess I'm going to call it my crypto 1010. If you can't, if you go to forward getting $10,000 into crypto and hold it for 10 years, hopefully it's retirement money.
Have you heard about the U.S. Treasury running studies on this shit?
What? No.
They've been running studies on the feasibility of
Lim and Joe are not financial advisors.
Yeah.
No.
Please do not take
Was
any
that in the
financial
disclaimer earlier today?
Yes.
They recently came out with a white paper about how they could settle 1.2 million transactions a second or some crazy shit like that. And
Who can?
the Treasury,
Oh,
if they had to.
they wrote a white paper saying they can do crazy transaction volume.
Well, the white paper was commissioned to be a non-biased like feasibility thing, not like we think you should do this or that.
Yeah.
That's not what it was meant for. What it was meant for was, if we did this, what would the possible results be? You know, it's a feasibility study, right?
Okay.
It's trying to understand what the limitations are based off of what's happening now and what the, top projections are, or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, so nothing to do with government performance in the real world.
No, not really. but the white paper was interesting because of their algorithm was kind of nuts, and it made a lot of sense for the way that they did things. But that's completely beyond the scope of this podcast. I know. I'm sorry. It was pretty interesting because like it's cool that they're actually thinking about this and studying it, like the possibility of a future digital currency, even for the U.S. dollar.
Yeah,
Dope.
yeah. I feel like it would be them nailing their coffin, because when you give legitimacy to cryptocurrency or blockchain, even if you take a centralized route, which is XRP is centralized, if you get enough people, governments to take it on, you eventually slowly get to what true decentralized power is. Decentralized consensus is an amazing technology that humans, we've never had this ability before. So this is a paradigm shift.
No, you guys are looking at it all wrong.
Money?
Ted Cruz just came out as super pro Bitcoin.
Oh,
because he bought
I thought
some.
you went in a completely different direction.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Avatar fleshlights.
Wait, they have Avatar flavor?
Avatar, the Navi or whatever. They have the tails and the blue or some shit.
Politicians and Wall Street, the people with the power and the money, are trying to make money in cryptocurrency.
Yep.
So they're not going to make it illegal. They're not going to shoot themselves in the foot, right?
No, they made a lot of money.
Yeah, they're gonna rig that game just like they rig Wall Street.
They'll try to rig it, but I think you can't with true decentralization. It will win. You can't kill it. It will win. So even say Ted Cruz, if he gets a coin out, and then a lot of people start to say, what was it called? Bitcoin what?
No, he's not trying to make a coin. He's just buying Bitcoin and saying, you know what, I'm gonna support it. I'm gonna make all the laws I write are gonna be pro Bitcoin. I'm on board with Bitcoin.
So say Ted Cruz pushes Bitcoin, and that goes through. Just say what if a bunch of people in New York and government in Washington D.C. start pushing for Bitcoin.
Yeah,
and it starts if enough people have enough money in there, it starts to have a certain centralized power.
Right.
It's a fuzzy way. If you have enough people that have so much money, because then as they tell the common person to buy into Bitcoin, that helps the people that already bought. So it starts to become a semi-centralized, not in the term of
if you can gobble up enough.
No, I think you're completely right. And
so
I actually think, oh, sorry.
So then what would happen, I think, is once enough people realize that this game is rigged even at Bitcoin's level, they could easily choose Ethereum or say Ripple. Yeah. Well, they probably wouldn't. I wouldn't. Ripple is not fully decentralized. No. So say they choose Ethereum. What could happen, as long as you get more than probably 50% of the, you don't even need 50% of the money. You need a majority. Power. You need the majority of the people.
Yeah.
You get them to move to Ethereum. That tanks the value of Bitcoin, and then Ethereum goes up. And then all these players over here, who Ted Cruz and Washington and whatnot, they could try to jump and start buying Ethereum. If the 50% people here start to realize that too, they jump again.
Yeah.
That's why decentralization it's a powerhouse. You can't kill it. It will always exist.
So it'll be like a GameStop all over again.
A
pump and dump in a way.
A reverse pump and dump. Yeah. Against the powers that be.
Yep.
Were you
Yeah,
gonna
but
say something, Joe?
that's why I think that they're actually trying to get ahead of the game by offering these centralized currencies.
Yeah.
Like they're recognized instead of just trying to straight up fight it, which is at the end of the day, it's useless, right? You're not going to win. I think a lot of the governments notice that, and they want to get ahead of it by trying to integrate themselves and make themselves, ubiquitous with cryptos and this and that, even though it's not decentralized. They don't want to focus on the centralized or decentralized. They want to focus on, it's crypto, to get the average Joe into their shit and not let them get into Ethereum and all this other shit, which they can't control.
Yep.
It's all big conspiracy, man.
Yep.
It's big dog food.
Purina's running the show.
Big pharma.
All right. Next question. What's the biggest problem for humans, and what can we do to fix it?
Food waste.
The biggest problem for humans?
No pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. I would say maybe understanding your purpose.
There's a lot of humans out there that walk around with no purpose.
I would say not walking around. Like, I would say maybe not fulfilling what their purpose is. Like believing in themselves, believing in their abilities. If it's being an entrepreneur, if it's being the best at your job, whatever the case may be, I think that,
Being a great parent.
Identifying what your purpose is in life. Not just walking around and just, whatever the case may be.
How do you systematically fix that?
Life coaches. No? Sorry.
Self-reflection, I think, is important. It's funny as you said it, but life coaches, someone to walk you through it, kind of better help you understand. Mental health is so huge right now. It's kind of like a buzzword, but I think that it is something that people need to be really take seriously. I think that's also an aspect too of better understanding what your purpose is too. Just kind of get a better feel for yourself.
I will probably upset most of the internet by saying this. I feel like
Trans is wrong.
No.
Oh, okay.
Most Americans it must be something culturally built into our system, our education, something about our culture. Self-reflection doesn't seem to be very much in our culture. When I go to Vietnam, when I see other cultures, Japanese or Koreans around, even when I interact with Mexicans, Black people, I feel like Americans don't self-reflect enough. I don't know what it is. I don't have an answer for this. Yeah. It's just I see other cultures that are able to think about this is not 100% right. Sure, I go to Vietnam. I've been there. I've seen some people I see them throw trash on the ground. I've seen it. But I see more people reflecting on their actions and how, whether it be their moped, the way they drive, and are they taking up more spots? Are they affecting someone? It's almost like somehow built into the culture for them to reflect on their actions.
Yeah.
I don't have an
Are you
answer.
talking about being considerate?
That's yeah, I guess.
I hate to say it like this, but I think that us as Americans, it has to take a event to bring people together to be more considerate. And then as the years pass and pass and pass, people start to get away from it.
Because we're selfish?
I wonder, just random thought, I wonder if it's, so if I was born in America and I have certain privileges, I don't have to ever think about my actions negatively impacting others that much because everyone is so privileged. We live in our own. We have a nice big house. We don't have to ever worry about bumping into someone to some degree.
Yeah.
Got a big car. In Vietnam, you got the moped. I mean, you easily bump into each other. The maybe less fortunate situations in that country, the economy is not as strong where insurance isn't as big as incorporated as in car insurance here in America. So some of the old ways, if you hit someone, two mopeds hit each other, you stand there and talk like, all right, is it your fault or my fault? Are you going to pay? You start talking out, okay, well, I was making that left. You went straight through. I was, whatever the situation is, they figure out who was at fault. And that goes into death too. Sometimes when somebody dies from a moped accident, then they contact the family like, hey, this is what happened. And the family will it's kind of fuzzy because then you'll have a police officer come up there and they'll write their report, and the family will have to decide, hey, you were wrong. You hit and killed our son, not our son hit you. So then you should give us some of the money that he was giving us. You should pay us monthly until a certain amount or whatever. So that's something you have to, when you're put in that position, you have to start really thinking, hey, what I do affects others. Yeah. Where here we're so privileged where a lot of times, I mean, when I got in a car accident and broke my ankle, it's kind of interesting where the other guy, doesn't know my name. He doesn't know I think he remembers what I probably look like, maybe, but that's it. That was the end of our interaction. Yeah. Somebody just broke my ankle because he ran a yellow light, and that's it. There's no repercussions for him to ever think about, hey, I just broke someone's ankle.
I mean, he ran the light and destroyed your car and shattered your leg, and you went to the hospital for emergency surgery, and yeah, it was a lot worse than broke my ankle.
Oh yeah. But
it was a major car accident. It destroyed that car.
Yeah. But for him, like, that gets the almost Americanish way. We have the insurance and all that stuff that segregates emotions, people, feelings, everything. And that guy just goes home.
Well, he almost killed you.
But he doesn't, it doesn't hit his, I don't think it hits his conscious or not. I would say.
I'm supporting your point that it's weird that there, in a way, he doesn't have the responsibilities removed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. In a strange way. Yeah.
Hey.
Sorry, I think I took us on too big of a tangent. Oh yeah, so your people don't self-reflect enough. Systematic way to fix it.
Remove insurance. Just talk it out when you have an accident.
Okay, we'll go to.
I think talk it out.
All right, next question. Sorry.
Good talk.
What's your favorite food or dish?
Ooh, I am a favorite food, Greek.
Favorite food or dish.
Oh, favorite food or dish. Excuse me. I am a huge fan of tamales, grape leaves stuffed with rice.
Okay.
Love those.
It's a date with rice? Is that?
It's no, it's grape leaves that's stuffed with rice, and that's all it is. And it has like a little bit of balsamic vinaigrette on there. Oh, it's so good. So good food. Good.
Are you vegetarian?
No.
Okay.
By any chance, would you suggest any pairing with that? Like, does that pair well with a meat dish? Does that pair well with wine?
If you're gonna do
another one,
probably like a lamb kefta, like a lamb kebab, things of that nature. Okay. I think that would be probably a nice little pairing.
What's your favorite Greek place in Vegas?
Ooh, yeah.
Well, Clio that was here at SLS was one of my favorites. Unfortunately, they're not here anymore, so you have to go to LA to get Clio. We do have Payments. Payments is okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I think that is the second. That's
yeah.
Was it the last? Someone also suggested Payments. I think.
I don't actually listen to what our guests are saying.
It's okay.
Second time for Payments. Shout out to Payments. Payments, if you want to do a sponsorship, let me know. Last question.
Sure.
Shout out 2 friends that you think should do this podcast.
Ooh.
Who would you like to see under these lights?
Under these lights. I am going to say there's a good friend of mine, good colleague of mine who operates out of the commercial kitchen, Share Commercial Kitchen. His name is Andrew, and he has a company by the name of Good Life.
Good Life
Chef. And then we are going to do Haymaker. So the lady I'm going to collaborate with, Ashley, with Haymaker Co. So she has a very good brand. I think it's really cool.
Awesome.
Nice. Ta-da.
Eric, it was an extreme pleasure. Thank you for joining us for 3 hours.
Yes, thank you, Eric. It was
Thank
very
you.
fun.
Thank you.